So, folks, sometimes you need to sit down and you need to do in-depth analysis. Okay? Sometimes you need to sit down and really, like, when you do a job like mine, you need to, like, weigh the pros and cons. You need to understand the geopolitical situation. You need to do a little bit of research to know what you're talking about. And other times, you get to just not really laugh or dance over the graves of your enemies, but you do get to sit back and smile at their downfall. And I think we should do a little bit of that. It might be a bit gratuitous to just jump into this and unceremoniously, but known liar and fabulist Alex Jones went on Tim Pool's show a couple days ago. And, well, we're just gonna keep an eye out for how Alex Jones is doing these days. And you guys can tell me if you think he's all right.
The great Alex Jones.
Oh boy.
The great. Who are you? What do you do?
I was thinking about Joe Rogan's vagina right now.
That's a weird way to introduce yourself, Alex.
Well, Joe's like, I love Joe, but like, oh my God, we better not have an event.
Oh my God. He just goes right. A strong start, right, guys? Right, guys? We're already, on a scale of 1 to 10, we're already at a 12. Let's go.
The terrorists might get us. We just give up and go away. We can't ever have a meeting because the Iranians might stick their ding-dong at us. I think Joe's...
So, what he's referring to here is that apparently Joe Rogan wanted to cancel the UFC fight for Donald Trump because he thought that having, like, the UFC fight would be a possible target for Iran to strike. We're already at such an incredible level of stupid. It is honestly impressive. But let's keep going.
afraid of the Iranian ding-dong.
You're a Joe Rogan commentator, professional?
No, I like Joe. I mean, a little bit, here. I'm surprised by Joe saying that.
I was gonna joke about the Alex Jones sloppy toppy. Was not expecting the Alex Jones cunnilingus.
Not smart. Alex Jones talks an awful lot about that, but your initial assessment might have been more correct.
Like, let's not have a UFC event.
Well, I don't think
the Iranians might get us. I mean, I'm against the war, let's be clear, but let's keep the buses and the trains and the airplanes on time. Let's not fucking, the fucking Iranians might get us. So
he's already swearing.
I'm already swearing. Gotta follow every little AI rule. No, here's the deal. Let's all just hide Joe Rogan's vagina, and then we'll all be safe.
Jesus. Good to have you, Alex. It's
like
going to be fun. We can already tell.
I genuinely want to know how much he drank before going on. Like Tim Pool is even just sitting there like, what the fuck, man? Why the fuck are you showing up on my show like this?
Rogan vagina.
Luke is sitting
and we
next
all
to
just
him.
fly up into it, and we're all safe.
Safe and Joe.
Thanks for coming, Luke.
What an introduction!
You're dancing like safe under her black wings. I'm safe in Joe Rogan's big ass pussy vagina.
Well, there you go.
Like
Have some Bezos cash.
Coder Joe, thank you very much for the Prime. Also, Casper Cosmic Lord, thank you for subscribing.
Luke's here.
There's that. Yes, I don't know how
Thought
you
you
got
had that tonight.
Good to be here with some old
I
friends.
declare war on Joe Rogan. God has ordered me. I love Joe. It's Joe.
He's going to show up at your house.
Okay, I guess
Alex.
Luke's here.
Yeah, hi guys.
In fact, how about I just take you all on right now? You guys are fucking tough. You're pretty tough. How about we just fucking fight right now? You're fucking real men. All of you. Come on, let's go.
Like he's really hitting rock bottom. And you know what? Good. After what he did to the Sandy Hook families, like, I am going to take some degree of pleasure in seeing a man hit actual honest to God rock bottom.
Every one of you, let's go. Let's prove how fucking badass you are. Slug, let's go.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Wait, what?
Every one of you, let's go. Let's prove how fucking badass.
Why are you wearing a top hat, sir? Moonlord, why are you wearing a top hat? Moonlord with the Rob Zombie Stevie Nicks cosplay. Yeah. Anti-Semitic to boot. He's super anti-Semitic.
Are we finally gonna get to see Alex Jones eat some liberal asterisk asterisk asterisk?
You know, I don't think he's interested in the back part. I think he's interested in the front part.
How is Alex's ban from the internet not permanent?
I think through some kind of legal maneuvering, he was able to continue doing the Alex Jones show. So I don't exactly know how that worked, but he's been able to continue doing his show. I am not entirely sure why or how.
You are. Slug, let's go.
Oh yeah, Gamergy, that's right. Excellent opportunity to say there's a video on my channel where I interviewed a guy who worked at the public access television station where Alex Jones worked before he blew up. Incredible interview. Y'all should go check that out. It was pretty interesting. Dude had some stories.
You think you can fucking take me? Let's see what happens.
I don't think I can take you.
No, you can. Why don't you fucking do it right now? Every fucking man in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's go.
He'll take 7 men at a time. He's not afraid.
8. Let's go.
Robbie will fight you.
I'm ready.
Robbie.
I'm ready. That's a big motherfucker over there. I'm ready for war. I'm ready for war. I'm ready to fucking live in Joe Rogan's vagina.
Let's start with the news. I guess.
Hey, I just gave you the most viral clip of the year to joke.
You're trying to.
Oh man, he can't say words. He's really in the sauce.
It's comedy. I love Joe.
Yes.
I suck his pussy every night.
It's just that.
And Lindsey Graham, when he puts that foot long dick right in Trump's ass, that big old neocon,
Not tonight.
I just sit there and lube it up.
Just gonna get the show taken down.
I'm like the engineer.
Called Bigley based in Oklahoma owns it now. Same with his store.
Man, companies are so stupid. It's so stupid that we allow companies to act this way in America. Thank you for the context and for the $5 dono. Lily loves stuff.
Get the show taken
Lindsay,
down.
Oh, Lindsay. And I watch Rubio gets in and then in comes.
This is a weird amount to think about men having sex with other men. You know, this is we're getting into, Alex Jones isn't gay until he's a couple beers deep. We're getting into oh no, we're seeing a little bit of the real Alex here, aren't we? The homo-fascism. Yeah, the homo-fascism rises.
Huckabee with his 12-foot, and they just boom, boom. And I'm just sitting there
Huckabee's that hung, huh?
That's what I do. Oh, God, Huckabee's got an 18-foot dick. And I just blew up those cocks, those neocon cocks, and then y'all comes in with that 80-footer.
The amount he is talking about other men's gigantic dicks and lubing them up. Again, not smart. You did say we were going to be talking about Alex Jones sloppy toppies, and we're genuinely there, and we are 6 minutes into this show. He's on for another hour and 10 minutes, and we're just going to marvel at this entire train wreck.
Just cures Trump.
I imagine Huckabee's watching, being like, "I'm kind of offended, but that is a compliment." Let's go to the news.
It's true. Alex Jones, I have heard, is a chaser. Wasn't he caught with trans pornography on his phone one time? I feel like I might just be hallucinating that happened. He was? God. Everything that is happening right now, guys, everything that's happening right now feels too stupid to be real. Have you ever just looked at the news and looked around and you feel like you're dissociated from reality because reality couldn't possibly be this stupid? That's where we are right now. That's just where we are right now. And you know, I don't think it's going to get better unless we go all the way to rock bottom. We need to find the core of Planet Stupid. And it's only by going down will we have the inertia to pop up the other side. Oh no, that's every day? Right.
Let's start the news. All right, here's the story. Here's the story from the Daily Mail. Joe Rogan fears White House will be targeted by Iran during UFC event.
Also, can we just, like, again, I think this is very funny. The idea that Joe Rogan is like, yeah, you know, Iran, that country that's currently fighting for its life on the other side of the planet. Yeah, they're gonna launch the most complex logistical operation they've ever launched to pilot some kind of remote ship over to Washington D.C. to target your UFC fight. Like, this is up there with God, I don't even know. This is up there with, like, the Italian space lasers conspiracy Joe Kent was supposedly peddling, you know? We have to get down to the core of Planet Stupid, folks.
We have a short clip for you. It's only 40 seconds, but we'll play it to give you the context of what Joe was talking about.
Yeah. Are you excited for the White House card? That looks really good.
Yes. I'm excited. It sounds crazy. I know it's going to be very high security and high stress and weird to have a fight at the White House in the middle of a fucking war. But I would hope.
I'm sorry. Like, what did?
It sounds crazy. I know it's going to be very high security and high stress and weird to have a fight at the White House in the middle of a fucking.
Again, Alex Jones, every single time he's talking, is talking about big ass dicks. Just giant dicks.
War. But I would hope the war will be sorted out by June, but quite honestly, I'm not confident that that's going to be the case.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, so that would be weird.
Yeah.
Having this very high profile event where everybody's in.
Iran, famously, no other reason to target the White House than solely because of a UFC fight. Yeah, exactly. We don't talk enough about how Iran also has a 100-year-long grudge against UFC fights.
One place at one time, right there.
I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah.
So you're not excited to be there?
That seems like seems like you're asking for.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
I hadn't thought of that at all.
How could you not think of that?
Well, because I'm not going to be there. You're the one that has to think of it.
Because Joe Rogan is the goddess. His holy vagina realizes it's a threat.
I am not really concerned about the White House itself. You know, of all.
Like. I also am reveling a bit in Tim Pool's complete. He's so desperate to keep this normal, to try and normalize this, and just not touching any of the wildly insane things that Alex Jones is saying. It really doesn't stop. It doesn't stop.
All the places we secure in this country, Iran's not going to do anything at the White House.
Yeah, no, I love Joe, but I mean, that is a major pussy statement.
He didn't say don't do it. He just said that it's going to be a target, and sure, it's just look. If Iran was going to
the real target is the neocons in Trump's butthole.
No,
well, they're like that's the main target. Is like,
well, I mean,
Trump is a target.
Iran would.
That's the main target, as they. Fuck, man. Like, we've gone so far beyond the line where, like, you could just pretend this is normal and, like, continue to have a civil conversation. Like, he's full on, like, 2 seconds away from having a hand down his own pants while talking about dicks and vaginas. This is the dumbest timeline. It really, really is.
Much prefer to get rid of the neocons that are pressuring Trump to engage in war.
You know about Pastor Manning, the fiery butthole, right?
The what?
Burn.
Iran will decide how it ends, not Trump, which is a thing that will drive Trump beyond deranged.
Oh, true.
Don't want to see what Trump's actions will be after this.
You are very correct, and thank you for subscribing over on Twitch.
I may have woken up my neighbor laughing at the neocons' buttholes.
Burn.
I know.
Like, what is he trying to say?
That are pressuring Trump to engage in war.
You know about Pastor Manning, the fiery butthole, right?
The what?
Burn, 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 burn.
I know.
Yep, pull up Pastor Manning. It's a prophecy of Trump.
What's his name?
The prophecy of Trump?
All right, I decided to have some fun. I'm sorry. I apologize. It's all humor. I love Joe Rogan. I love President Trump. My bottom line is this. You said start the show right before we went live with, I love Rogan. Oh my God, this event, maybe we shouldn't have it. What the fuck are we talking about? If we're going to blow the shit out of the fucking mullahs, let's not worry about what they're going to do. Let's not cancel our boxing match. So I
agree.
But I mean, I get he's just being honest here. I'm being with Joe. I love Joe. All I'm saying is that I was against this war 12 days ago, and I said it's going to go wrong. They're going to block us straight our moves. But I said once we're in it because the mullahs are crazy or double down. Now they've done it. Now we stuck our wiener in the electric socket. So now we are committed, baby.
Yeah.
And my concern is that
and there's no multiple.
Oh, if you thought that just because he said a few sentences without talking about dicks, he wasn't going to talk about dicks again, you thought wrong.
Reports of 2 ceasefires that Donald Trump tried to do with the Iranians, and the Iranians are saying, nope, we're not doing any of that.
Well, because the strategy, the Iranian strategy is that Trump is politically vulnerable in a midterm year.
Yeah.
They said they're autocratic. They can do whatever they want and they can just wait. And so the reported strategy is they'll take as much collateral damage as they have to because Trump is losing political points at home among moderates.
Because they're crazy Shiites, exactly.
Yeah, right.
And so now they're in the drop, even though they're losing, being blown up politically and physically, they don't care because they're willing to die. Like, I'm not comparing to Colonel Travis because they were the good guys, but they're willing to die, so they were the winners. Everybody loves the people that get sacrificed. So Iran is crazy, willing to do it. So what do we do now when they close the strait?
I mean, this is just not accurate to what's happening in Iran, right? It's not that they're all ready to die. It's just we are attacking them. We are doing this to them. They aren't doing anything right now. We are the aggressors. They are simply defending themselves by whatever means is necessary, which is absolutely to be expected. But no. We have to talk about Dick some more.
This is done. And then what do we do when they keep doubling down and say, fine, hit me again?
Yeah, they're religiously, fundamentally fighting for life and death.
Yeah.
They understand, hey, we have to survive.
Their whole thing is about this coming.
Exactly. And then the new Ayatollah is even talking about the prophecies of Armageddon, and we have other Israeli top politicians, even Pete Hegseth talking about the Third Temple when he was in Israel. So all of these kind of like religious prophecies and zealots coming out and saying, bring it on.
The Israeli ambassador to the U.S. saying, yeah.
You know, I do have to say I am surprised that Alex Jones didn't go full-on Christian nationalist. I always thought he would, you know? I always thought that Alex Jones was cozying up to, like, Christianity because he wanted to get in on that Christian nationalism game. But I guess I guess maybe the allure of just being a pure anti-Semite was too strong for him, you know? Also, Taco Face Fart, thank you for the $2 super chat.
Israel takes it all.
Huckabee is
takes all what?
All the Middle East.
Yeah. Well, Bibi just said
he's the U.S. ambassador. I call him the Israeli ambassador.
Yeah. Do you know Abe Lincoln was dealing with this? He had a midterm coming up, or he had an election coming up with the anti-war Democrats were going to get into power and end the Civil War in a stalemate. So he was like, we have to do something drastic because we may lose our power. He issued Sherman to just burn everything and kill as many people as possible to end the war as fast as possible. So worst case scenario, you see hell on earth be unleashed on the Iranian people before the midterms. I don't want to see it, but I mean,
Trump said that. He said, I may destroy your whole country. They're like, I thought we're trying, half of them don't want to.
Man, like, we can't even do that. Their whole country might be destroyed. We can't even get them to open up a tiny stretch of waterway, let alone level their country in its entirety.
Be with this. It's a disaster. That's why the chairman of the Joint Chiefs, look, I'm not a rocket scientist, but Eric Prince of Major Hawk said don't do it. The chairman of the Joint Chiefs, Kane, said don't do it because it's a roll the dice. You don't roll dice on stuff. You roll dice on your own money. You don't do it on stuff like this.
Well, you heard what Rubio said about why we got involved. Israel was going to make an attack on Iran. We knew that there would be a retaliation targeting the United States. So Rubio says we don't want to take a defensive posture, so he decided to go in with them. And
which they had testimony in Congress 2 days ago confirming that.
If this is Tim Pool rolling with this narrative, I do want to remind you, is just bullshit. The United States wanted to. We could stop any and all Israeli military action. If we just leveraged our diplomatic power, our military power, etc., we could bring this dog to heel. We just don't. Because a lot of people in the United States agree with the settler colonialism of Israel. But, Tim Pool's trying to do his fence sitter thing where he goes, well, we had to go in because Israel's just too powerful. And that's not the case.
yeah.
So Israel made us do this. I don't. You know me. I'm not the guy with a hard on for Israel, but Israel should not be calling our shots.
Agreed. And I think Trump should have been like, good luck.
Yeah, because if they'd responded and attacked us, then we could have been like, hey, we have no choice now.
Exactly.
But this makes us look like an aggressor.
Exactly. We should have taken the attack. Then we'd be the victims. Then blow the shit out of them. Exactly.
It's not, and there's the challenge, right? Because that's, you know this better than anybody, but the Project for a New American Century, when they, who was it who said that?
April 2020, we need a Pearl Harbor event to launch the New American Empire.
And then there was the quote that I think it might have been Rumsfeld saying, sometimes we need a terror attack to remind people of what we're protecting them from.
He said we need 3,000 dead.
Yeah.
Which is crazy, which is Pearl Harbor, which they had on 9/11.
Yeah. And that's the challenge. I mean, if we did nothing and Iran attacked us, then we'd go in. And what Rubio said was then we'd be in hearings talking about how...
I do, again, just proposing, how would Iran have attacked us? They don't have technology that can reach the United States. Their missiles don't shoot that far. Nearly that far. And to what end would they have done that? How does it benefit them to do, either of the things that you're alleging that they would do?
We knew it was going to happen, and we didn't do anything to prevent it.
Well, I'll be honest. If there was a magic red button to send the Muslims to Mars, I'd hit it. But every time we do this, they just put the head of Al-Qaeda, before Trump got in charge of Syria. Israel created Hamas. So here's the deal. If we were actually fixing it, I'd be for it. Islam's cancer, but we don't fix it. We put worse Muslims in.
And we finance and we train them and we give them arms and we give them weapons and we give them...
This is, by the way, the most prominent shtick right now in conservative Grifterville, which is Islamophobia, which, we're invading Iran, so of course every conservative is now going to go super hard on this. It's the pivot from every major conservative content creator. It's absolutely disgusting, but it is popping up everywhere now.
Training, and then it bites us in the butt. And it's what did we think was going to happen here? Israel even came out today, and they're saying that this regime is unlikely to fall. Obviously, everyone knew this was going to happen. The war games were there, too.
They had the report week before.
Yep.
And I was called a Qatari agent for reading the report that admitted this.
Yeah.
I have got no money from Qatar. I'm waiting for the money right now.
There's also rumors that the son of the Ayatollah is already dead.
Yeah.
I think he's in a coma at least. Because the Israelis have not lied about who they killed.
But the rumors in Israel is that he's dead.
Well,
and there's just no official reporting.
There's one thing Israel tells truth.
This is from a few days ago. He's definitely not dead.
About is who they killed. They said we killed the Ayatollah a week and a half ago. It was true. And they said well, this guy's in a coma. I believe it.
So it's Israel saying he's in a coma.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
All right. Well, there was rumors last week. We had talked about it that he got wounded. He's fine. Then they said they amputated his leg. He didn't show up for his own coronation ceremony or whatever. Now they're saying he's in a coma. I would not be surprised if in 2 or 3 days they're like, yeah, he's dead. And the reason
I think he probably is dead.
I don't know for sure, but
I'm pretty sure he's made TV appearances since then.
I think they do have good reason strategically.
Well, they dropped 30,000-pound bombs on you. Probably.
Right. But the Iranian government's not going to want to admit that the United States has repeatedly just killed all of its leaders, its new leader, and wiped out their government. That and the people might actually revolt and the chain of command breaks down. So they're going to say, no, he's alive. Here's a statement to keep the...
Is he in a coma? No, he's been issuing statements on television and he's been doing shit.
confidence going that
He's just busy, guys. He can't be in front of the TV cameras all the time. The United States is trying to kill him.
they exist to try and outlast Trump because Trump's politically vulnerable right now.
Hey!
For the Dono Ghost Fund. Dono Ghost.
Ooh, Jazz Dog, thank you for the $5 dono. Thank you for helping to make this show possible. Folks like you're my sponsors, and I love y'all.
And now,
But I think it'll be concluded in a few weeks if Trump really does escalate bombing campaigns. And that doesn't mean we win. It doesn't mean the government is over. What I'm saying is we may stop striking, they may stop striking, but nothing may be resolved.
No, I mean, I agree with that. I mean, here's the deal. I want an exit strategy here. And I would love to get rid of the middle list. I said when it started 12 days ago, I said, it started, I think it's not going to work. I hope they fail. I hope they fall right now. But it didn't happen. But I'm not a rocket scientist. The chairman of the Joint Chiefs and all the other reports told him it probably wouldn't work.
Yeah.
And my listeners are like, you're a Qatari agent. No, like the Pentagon said, don't do it. Because it's a roll of the dice. It didn't work.
What's up with all this, like, the Israel stuff?
That's retarded. I've never been to Israel, nothing to do with Israel. Anytime I'm like, people are like, it rained today, Israel did it. I'm like, well, no, it's just, it's like.
You know, the reason I ask you is because you've got more experience in the independent media space, particularly when it comes to government conspiracy, psychological operations, and all that. And, you know, you've been here longer than anybody else. And then all of a sudden, over the past 6 months, there's been this dramatic shift online where now everyone's just talking about Israel doing everything all the time. Like all the conspiracy stuff that you've talked about.
What's up with that? Why are people talking about Israel? Why are they doing that? I wonder, in this conflict that was started by a dual strike between the United States and Israel. I wonder why. I can't figure it out. High-level ideas.
When it comes to liberal economic order, you know, Project for a New American Century, all that is just gone now. No one cares. None of it exists. It's just Israel did it.
It's because Qatar doesn't
It's because
lie about it. They spend like $20 million a year on this. And so it doesn't mean that stuff about Israel isn't true. They have changed the whole subject into that instead of China and the EU trying to censor Americans. So I like, hey, the EU's trying to arrest Elon Musk with huge fines. Or Brazil, shut up, Israel. So it's kind of like a public woke up like a baby duck, kind of imprints on the first thing it sees. So the public woke up, and so the Muslim Brotherhood, which Qatar funds, said, oh, the first thing you see is Israel, which Israel deserves in many ways, but it's also retarded because now the baby duck woke up and all it sees is Israel.
Yeah.
And so it's retarded.
Yeah, the
man, a real meeting of the minds here. Like, look at how dead Tim's eyes are. Tim, you don't gotta live like this. You know, you've made a bag. You make so much money, Tim. You don't have to do this. You know, you don't have to look off into the middle distance while yapping away, thinking about what could have been. You can just go live that life now.
conversation I often have about it is that, like, certainly criticize Israel for their machinations and whatever they're trying to do, but there's a whole bunch of other foreign policy and special interests around the world that the U.S. is involved in that has nothing to do with the Middle East.
Well, exactly. I'll cover China running like half the Democrats with proof, and half the comments are, why covering up for Israel? It's like they don't. I cover like, literally like there were fires and floods in Texas a few months ago, and half the comments were, why cover for Israel? There's like can't cover a flood, can't cover a fire, can't cover. It's just Israel, because it's all they know, and they think that's the secret thing. That's the special little treat.
I think social media is doing it on purpose. And the reason people think this is because it's being blasted into their feeds 24/7, which triggers other people to blast.
No, I agree. The system wants this clash. That's what I explained.
Well, they want to divide and conquer people. They want people fighting each other based on superficial differences.
The system wants this clash, man. What system? What system wants this? Literally everybody on Earth wants this to not have happened. The system wants it to happen. It's manipulating everything into being, man. Like, shut the fuck up.
thing I kind of think about here is Cass Sunstein, Obama's information czar. He literally wrote the white paper on disinformation, and he talked about how he needed to hijack legitimate criticism by making it seem crazy. He literally wrote the book. He was also connected to Epstein, too.
He said, we'll discredit it.
Wait, is that shirt unvaxxed but still autistic? Yeah.
He'll discredit it by putting out fake actors out there that will make theories that sound really crazy. So you destroy any kind of legitimate criticism or question.
And then Nick Fuentes, who's critical of Israel, is banned from YouTube, and Candace Owens has put up on the front page.
Yeah. Well, but here's my deal. People ask why I attack Candace Owens. She says ice melts at 30 degrees, and she says I'm a time traveler. I mean, it's just like
Charlie was a time traveler.
Yeah, Alex, you've never claimed any outlandish or wild things, right?
Yeah, he was a time traveler. Exactly. I'm not even saying I trust TV USA. I'm not saying there's not a cover up of Charlie Kirk, but I cannot buy Mitch Snow with a hammer, convicted of beating his wife with a hammer, and then he puts a story out. She attacked me with a hammer, and Candace goes with it and raises him $200,000. And I'm just like, I'm not gonna lie, like it's just crazy.
Let's jump to this story. We got this video that's
I wouldn't, guys. I'm Alex Jones. Why would I lie? Why would I lie? Says man who I am pretty sure has been ruled against for the most damages in like US history, right? Yeah, he had to pay $1.5 billion in damages to the Sandy Hook families, specifically for lying about them for years and fomenting a gigantic conspiracy theory cavalcade of nutsos who ruined their lives over and over and over again. You know? Like, oh, I'm not just gonna lie, guys. Says man most sued for lying in the United States history. Like, God, it's actually wild that you can even say that. Like, I know God's not real, but like you're really walking on thin ice. You know, like you really so sure that you're gonna dare it to strike you down? My God, dude.
Going viral from Mario Nawfal. He says, Netanyahu, quote, "We will make it to the return of the Messiah, but this will not happen next Thursday." And so this video has been making the rounds, of course, it's got 400,000 views. And there was an article written a few days ago, Israel is gripped by messianic fervor for a biblical war. Now, there's another video that's massively going viral where everyone's saying that he said return of the Messiah, as if to imply he believes in Jesus Christ. When you actually...
No, he's Jewish Messiah.
No, it says return. The Jews believe the Messiah has not come. So if Netanyahu says the return of the Messiah, that means he thinks the Messiah has already been here.
Did he say that?
So here's what I've found in the transcript. When you ask for a translation through Grok or whatever, it says in Hebrew in what he is speaking, it can be paraphrased either way, as in the era of the Messiah or the return of.
Well, David was the Messiah, so he returns. Under the Jewish law,
they do believe that David was a Messiah.
He was the art. Yeah, he was the precursor.
I thought they haven't had their Messiah yet.
No, but it's all. David was the Messiah. He returns.
Well, either way, that is a component of why people have been sharing this clip quite a bit.
Alex is hitting the wall. He's hitting the wall. He's stumbling.
But this plays into one of the theories. It's kind of interesting. This video is coming out now. There are a lot of people that are suggesting.
No, I haven't seen this yet.
Oh no,
I'm saying we actually study the Old Testament. Everything's a precursor. So
yeah,
David is the precursor to the Messiah.
Yeah, it says that the Messiah will come from David's family line.
Yeah.
Well, so then again, my understanding is that return is just translation.
The return of David.
So, indeed, what's interesting about this is...
Indeed.
Anyway, sorry.
The reason why this is picking up steam is that one of the theories amongst those who believe Israel runs everything is that they're trying to make...
Yeah, this is... The theology is absolutely nonsense here, just as an FYI. In case you're thinking that Alex Jones is making sense here, this is fucking nonsense.
Everyone hate them because they have to go to war with the world in order to trigger the return of their Messiah. So if there really is this, as this article said, messianic fervor, and then you get Netanyahu literally saying we will make it to the return of the Messiah, but not by next Thursday, a lot of people are jumping on this and saying, straight from the man's mouth, they are doing a lot of this.
I think that it's not all the Jews, but certainly there's different Jewish interests that get, when they're attacked, they get more power. Netanyahu has been indicted. Netanyahu would be in jail right now. And so
why isn't he?
By him being under attack, he stays in power. So I'm not going to judge him. His weird Supreme Court battles. It's all so confusing. See, I just say I do the answers. It's so confusing. I don't know. But definitely they are invoking this messianic stuff.
Yeah.
Do you think he's like creating war to stay in power? I mean, I'm not saying you're saying this, but that he would be creating war to stay in power.
No, he said like 3 years ago or 2 years ago when they did.
What? Moonlord.
Invoking this messianic stuff.
Yeah. Do you think he's like creating war to stay in power? I mean, I'm not saying you're saying this, but that
yes, that's exactly what he's doing.
He would be creating
war to stay in power. No, he said like 3 years ago or 2 years ago when they did October 7th, he said, we'll look at why there was a stand down later once the war's over, but the war never ends.
Yeah. Wars are meant to be continued, and there's a lot of soldiers.
Did Alex also clog Tim's toilet? You know you can't let Sam have that record.
Oh no, Sam Cedar. Wow, what a fucking nightmare.
That are literally talking about this being a holy war for them so they could bring in the third temple. Albert Pike talked about a lot of this stuff. 1871, he wrote a letter about World War III, and it's absolutely crazy.
1871, he wrote about World War III?
Yes.
What? So he knew they were going to be the first two? He didn't tell anybody about it?
No, he talked about World War I, he talked about World War II, and then he talked about World War III. And he talked about the Jews fighting the Muslims.
Oh God, This guy is gonna lead Alex Jones into like several new conspiracy theories. Okay.
In this war.
Yeah, guys, this prophet. Look. There's this prophet in the 1800s who knew about World War I and II and III. Totally legit, man. Don't look it up. Just believe me. Just believe me. Just believe me. I need this. Things are not going well at home.
World that will bring in the demon, will bring in the kind of demonic order. So this is. I mean, I've been talking about this for about 12 years. I did a video with David Icke about this.
I'm sorry, real quick, just don't forget what you're going to say. Albert Pike's statue was torn down by anti-racism protesters in the George Floyd riots.
Of course, not a surprise there at all. But a lot of people believe that this is prophecy being kind of that we're kind of living through this as it's being played out right in front of our eyes.
Is the demon the AI technocratic overstate?
Who knows?
Well, you were advocating for it yesterday,
and that's my point.
One thing I do enjoy is that all of them are just fucking crazy in incredibly different ways. You know, like I do forget Moonlord is genuinely insane.
Mars. Short trip, really? Red circle emoji, sparkling heart emoji.
Squirter General, thank you for the $6.66 dono. Very much appreciated.
Is that
AI judges?
I literally don't hate Jews. Like, I don't sit there with a big heart on and like I fall on a banana peel playing Jews. But now Israel.
I don't hate Jews, but man, see what I mean though? Like, a lot of these folks. Essentially, the big schism in the conservative movement right now is, you know, are you going to be like a second coming of Christ Christian nationalist far right person, or are you going to be an anti-Semitic far right person? Like, which way? Which way, young Treatlerite? You know, like that's where we're at right now. And Alex Jones has opted for the anti-Semitic perspective because of course he did, and I think that's fairly obvious.
Is literally every step you can to make it all about Israel, which is not. It's China and the EU and all these powers, and it's just like constantly, oh, we're here. No, we're the. It's like I'm smart enough to go like, what's going on here? Like
every country has their own interests, and people that think that.
Who is this guy?
everything is about Israel they're totally overlooking the fact that every country has their own interests, they have their own agency, and they have their own plans. There are times where like the US
Yeah, of course. It's just that in this particular part of the world, Israel holds a lot of the cards. But didn't you know that Israel couldn't possibly be a very influential place? Because if you considered other countries exist, I'm very intelligent.
interests in Israel's overlap, but it doesn't mean that Israel's in control of everything.
But to that point, I agree. I understand what you're saying, Alex, that they are trying to take the spotlight in all of these affairs.
Exactly. Israel wants the attack because then there are people who get behind them. So it's not like Israel's involved in all the bad stuff, but they're like, okay, we'll be the villain. It's just like, I'm just like,
I actually think, if you take a look at the latest media moves over the past several months, like the purchase of CBS and TikTok, there is a what did you used to call it, Alex? Problem, reaction, solution. So
Larry Ellison buying it up.
Whether it's intentional or otherwise, you have this burst of anti-Israel and, quite honestly, a lot of anti-Semitic content. Then this,
which, by the way, is why a lot of Jewish people are against Zionism, because this Zionist aggression winds up escalating anti-Semitism. They know that will be a result. It will negatively impact them as well. On top of the fact that you should oppose genocides, you should oppose settler colonial movements. You should, just on principle. Also, Squirter General, thank you for the gifted membership. Saying your username always gets me.
Triggers prominent, wealthy millionaires and billionaires, Jewish and otherwise, to buy up these platforms to ban that content. So, in essence, by having this large burst of...
Israel conflating Zionism and Judaism is, I think, genuinely one of the most anti-Semitic things on the planet right now. Like the conflation of a nation state with like a religious group or, ethnic group. I think it's a really bad idea. I think it's harmful. It is harmful to do that. But they do it because it serves... Israel does this because it serves their geopolitical interest to do so. Gives them rhetorical framing on an international stage.
Anti-Semitic or anti-Israel content, you then create the circumstances by which you can get powerful interests to shut those things down completely.
100%. You just said it. And I don't know what the end game is. I'm just like, I'm against Israel trying to start a nuclear war, but I'm also not against Israel. I'm just like, man, I'm done.
I'm fairly ambivalent. Foreign affairs is foreign affairs to me. It's crazy to me that there are people hyper for and against.
Yeah, I'm very ambivalent on foreign affairs. What? You're very ambivalent about the lives of U.S. troops? You're very ambivalent about like how nation states interact with each other affects what we have available to us domestically. Again, this is Tim Pool trying his best to be a fence sitter. He's like, I'm ambivalent. I could go left, I could go right. Who can say? It's not that, whatever. But it makes him seem so stupid. And he is stupid. So I guess it's an accurate thing to project into the world.
No, I understand why people would be for it, especially if you're Jewish and you're Israeli. But the fact that there are so many people in the United States who are for and against it who are neither.
Tim just likes fence posts. Fence posts, the same way Alex Jones likes penises.
That's strange to me. Yeah. I'm like, we can talk about China all day.
But you now see how Iran, because they're willing to kill their own people. 2 days ago, I said Iran is belligerent. They're emboldened. It's like, oh, you're a Qatari agent. I haven't got the check yet. My point was they don't care. They're willing to die. So I'm saying, like, what do you do when you're faced with this?
Yeah.
Like, this is cuckoo town. Like,
well, yeah, I have a question for you.
Why is a moron like Tim Pool listened to? Is the ignorance just right-wing comedy? It's because Tim Pool is very cognizant of this fact, too. But by sitting on the fence, Tim Pool appeals to a wide range of people on the right.
Alex Jones is so crazy he makes Crazy Frog look like a regular frog.
Indeed, Duskframe. Thank you for the $10 Australian. But by sitting on the fence, he can make himself look reasonable while also being palatable to the far right, right? And so people listen to him because he does his utmost to coddle their preconceived notions, to coddle the frame that they are already trapped within, and not to challenge it in any conceivable way. He ultimately stands for nothing, and he just merely exists like some kind of content jellyfish. And people kind of want that sometimes. Not everyone is going to media or going to content creators or going to analysts and looking to be challenged. A lot of people want a yes man, sadly. I think the water turned him gay. Maybe so. Maybe so. Philip November, thank you for the $2 dono. All right.
Because again, I think you'd know this better than most people, but we've talked about the U.S. motivations for going against Iran, and it largely has to do with the Strait of Hormuz, the 20% of oil and gas flowing through from the Gulf states. And
sorry, someone who has a took inside is not reasonable. I mean, you're not wrong.
The U.S. maintaining its economy on the petrodollar. So my position, my view of this is the U.S. looks at Iran as a disruptor of international oil trade, for which we tell our...
Iran is a disruptor of international oil trade. They weren't until we bombed them. Maybe we shouldn't have done that.
Customers, you use dollars to buy oil, we'll police the seas. Iran tells us to shove off, funds militias, Houthi rebels, they bomb cargo ships. So the U.S. says this has to stop. I'm curious.
Hey Tim, when was the last time an Iran-backed military force attacked an oil tanker? I'm just curious. Genuinely, I don't know the answer to that question, but I do pay attention to politics an awful lot, and I feel like I would have heard about that.
If you agree, or how do you see it?
No, that's it. I mean, that's it. And my point is, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs told Trump, they've got a whole army right there. If we blow them up, they can block the strait. And that's 25% of the oil, so it creates a crisis. And Trump's like, well, we'll fix it in a year. Yeah, a year. Trump's whole plan to fix inflation is based on cheap energy. So this messes him up, so he's not thinking.
This is a great point. Thank you. Yes, his entire value proposition in embracing, oil and natural gas was that he was going to make those things cheaper, and instead both of those things have gotten so much more expensive. It's gone by up by 50%. Is he drunk? Yeah, Alex is sloshed. Okay, absolutely sloshed.
That's why he's suddenly like, oh God, in the war. Oh God, yeah. Which I agree with. Like, yeah, dude, this ain't just blow some stuff up. So. Again, I actually wish the Muslims would all go away. I want Israel to be free. I'm not even. My sick thing is, I get nothing by being nice to Israel. I've never been to Israel. I'm not in Israel's team, but I don't want to blow up the Jews. I don't want to blow up Israel. I'm just like, stop using us in these wars to expand your power. And then Israel's like, oh, greater Israel. I saw these clips like, we're going to take over the whole Middle East. And I'm just like, with us paying for it? So I'm like, you're making me come out against you. Stop it. That's where I'm at with Israel. It's like, stop. It's crazy.
Well, the problem is, if we want to maintain the petrodollar, which puffs up our economy, we have to force everybody in line, and this is why you get these regime change wars. Yeah. It's why
I agree, but we already have that all in line.
We've already pointed out that we need to keep the oil prices low, which is why we need these regime change wars. But those wars didn't keep the oil prices low. They didn't do that. The countries that we invaded, we harmed their ability to export oil. It doesn't facilitate that. The end result is not cheaper energy and oil for everybody. That is just not how history has played out.
Israel has already defeated all its enemies. Like when they were attacking the last few years, I'm like, great, Israel defeated, the Lebanon, the Hamas, in Gaza, great. That just adds to megalomania. So see, they've already beat all their enemies. Do you see the Israeli former prime minister said, Well, when we're done with Iran, Turkey's next. Turkey has the biggest military in Europe. Israel's now saying, we're ready, Turkey.
Turkey's also a member of NATO, which, I mean, I personally, I'm not a fan of Turkey being in NATO, but like, if Israel
I'm not a fan of Turkey either, but like, now Israel wants us to...
I'm actually a big fan of Turkey.
That ain't happening.
They got great baklava. They got these things called Islak burgers. They're lamb burgers that you dip in like an oily tomato sauce.
I'll never forgive
the Turkish government. We can complain about all that.
I'll never
forgive him for giving us.
You saw this on Fox News, and you saw Rupert Murdoch actually through all the.
This ferry on fire boat that tried to brave the strait didn't go well.
Might have had something to do with the fire. Squirter General, thank you for the $6.66. Appreciated. Thank you all for sponsoring the show. This show brought to you by viewers like you. Thank you.
Of news organizations push, we have to go to Turkey. Turkey's a threat. Turkey's not agreeing. Turkey's not playing.
The Bosphorus is extremely important.
Yeah, so they already have a new enemy. It's like
the U.S. has to get out of NATO.
It's like, now we're going to fight the biggest army in Europe.
But guys, think of all the Turkish delight we'd get.
I'm 1000% positive that Tim Pool is just throwing out words that he knows are associated with Turkey. That's why he named like that one food, and then he name dropped the Bosphorus. The Bosphorus is very important. And then just like, what else do I know Turkey for? Turkish delight. Well done, Tim. You earned it.
Like I said,
no, we wouldn't. We would bomb the crap out of them, and there'd be no delights for anybody. It would be nothing.
There would be no army in Europe.
Yeah, and then like, Pakistan also is another.
Why is Israel? Their former prime minister. They're on TV. Turkey, you're next. It's like because he's like, fine, Israel. I'm not against Israel, but if you want to kill yourself, go fight this dude.
I'm not against Israel, but.
Dude. But it's like Mike Tyson. Like I'm like an 80-pound dude. Like Mike Tyson, I'll kick your ass. Yeah, Turkey has this giant military, and Israel knows we're going to back them.
No way not.
Not against a NATO member.
Yeah, it's not.
You saw them.
Yeah, the United States. Donald Trump is so committed to NATO. Donald Trump is so committed to NATO. He would never betray a NATO country. That's why Denmark had to bring explosives to blow up the, potentially blow up the airports to stop the United States from invading Greenland.
Israel's teeing Turkey up.
Hey, for sure, but that they're going to find the line.
Yeah. Well, Bibi just announced today that Israel isn't just going to be a regional power, but a global superpower. When you're a global superpower, as Bibi announced, you're going to have to.
All their newspapers say we control the U.S. They say it. So now
Hey, Jack, would Israel actually attack Turkey? No.
Run the world like cuckoo town. If you actually ran things, shut up.
If they're
I agree.
If they're talking about Turkey, that means next after Turkey, they're going to talk about taking over Spain and taking.
Why? How do we keep making this stupider? How Moonlord? How did you do that? How did? Okay. So after they take Turkey, guys, if they take Turkey. Oh my God, guys, if they take Turkey, their next obvious target, militarily, strategically important, is Luxembourg. After that, they plane hop, they paradrop into Andorra, okay? It's very critical that they take Andorra, but nothing else, all right? And from there, obviously, they have to work their way up to Iceland. This is just the most coherent battle plan that Israel possibly could have after attacking Turkey. Like, come on, Jack, it is the game of Risk.
Over Morocco so that they can control Gibraltar for that western seaport.
Exactly. Okay, so yeah. No, it's not like there's anything strategically important between Israel and Spain and Morocco, like the entire Mediterranean Ocean or Mediterranean Sea.
Really?
I don't think that any of that is going to happen. Because
no, but I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's cuckoo.
So, yeah, it is crazy.
It's cuckoo.
Yeah, it is.
Let's jump to the story and bring it back domestically. We've got this from the Post Millennial. Old Dominion shooter Mohammed.
Oh, good. We skipped. We skipped the rest of that segment. Oh God.
Jallo shouted Allahu Akbar as he opened fire, says the FBI. FBI has confirmed he shouted the phrase right before firing his gun. So for those that have been
and by the way, he was convicted in 2016 of being an ISIS operative.
Yeah.
Why the hell was this guy not in a Supermax?
I like how you said hell.
Yeah. I'm trying to be nice. Like, I mean, come on, baby.
It was good.
They say the dead Old Dominion shooter, Mohammed Jallo, shouted Allahu Akbar right before he opened fire on students. This was at Old Dominion University in Virginia, I believe, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
They say that FBI authorities also called the shooting an act of terrorism. And this isn't the only one. We also have that synagogue story, which we'll get to in a minute.
Another Muslim.
Yeah. So my
point is...
Oh, true Wasteland Games. Alex Jones and Blair White. It was meant to be. The power couple of the far right.
How he was convicted.
Well, so here's the question. You are right. How is this happening? Is the U.S. government letting it happen?
100%.
You know, I wonder if there's a way someone could look up the details of that. How is this happening? Says man who has all the ability in the world to look up how it happened.
Yeah, I mean, even the Trump.
They put that Al Qaeda in Syria.
Well,
we replaced Al Qaeda with Al Qaeda. I mean, how much money did we spend on that? And plus, the Trump assassin, by the way, the FBI shipped him into the United States. Not a lot of people know this, and he's from Pakistan.
Wait, which one? Which one?
The one that they recently caught recently. He's really Pakistani. He had an Iranian wife, but the FBI literally brought him in the country.
That was going to kill Trump.
No,
both plots were CIA. Hard lunatics.
Yeah, but this guy in particular, this guy that committed the attack at the Dominion, at Old Dominion, he was a product of a failed Justice Department. They should have put him in jail forever. It wasn't like the U.S.
Yeah, he was convicted of an ISIS operative.
Yeah, and he should have been in a Virginia prison for the rest of his life,
or just not in this country.
Fair enough, but I do want to point.
He was convicted as an ISIS operative.
Yeah, hold on. I want to point out an ROTC guy stabbed him. And took the guy that guy that killed. He got killed by a dude with a knife in the
and you got some badasses.
That kid needs
badass killed
that kid needs a valor commendation.
I agree. We want him on the show.
Absolutely.
America, talk about Team America.
Hell yeah.
But the CIA has a history of bringing these guys in. Look at the 9/11 hijackers. They were denied visas into America, and then Michael Springmeier at the Jeddah consulate literally came out and said, "I was forced to allow these guys into America because the CIA
orders." Brennan.
Yeah.
I interviewed Springman.
Yeah.
Brennan ordered him to let all the hijackers in.
Fine, but there's no evidence that this guy was actually brought in by the CIA. And with 4 years of an open border and with the policies that the left has been, he could have got in. Actually, no, he was here in 2016. So this probably was during President Obama.
He was convicted of being an ISIS operative.
Yeah, so this was during.
How the fuck is? Excuse me.
This falls on
Obama's
Obama's
an ISIS
shoulders.
operative still running around?
Well, wait a minute. He was sentenced to 11 years in prison. He also got credit for time served in jail, so he got let out a little bit early. So, like, what happened was he served the full sentence for the crime he was convicted of back in 2016.
He should have been in jail forever.
If you're convicted of being ISIS, your balls should cut off.
Do you think this is an inside job?
No, I think these liberal judges here in Austin, it's all run by Soros.
Also, why was he still here in the country? Because he was a naturalized citizen. You dumb fucks, just like look it up. You do have Google, you know? Like, come on, man.
The other guy like shoots 5 people and let him go. Next day.
Yeah, there was a video that's been going viral where a guy was drunk driving and he crashed into a vehicle, killing this man's daughter and grandparents.
Oh my God. Is Alex Jones really only 52 years old? Oh my God. Oh, that is a rough 50.
UK, I think, and the female judge got him off on like community service or something. So the dude threw a chair at her, I guess.
I'm sorry. Sam Cedar is a 59-year-old man. And you know what? He's fine as hell. Sam Cedar is fine as hell, okay? Like, I literally saw a thumbnail, and I'm gonna pull it up here to prove it to you guys. Okay, Majority Report. And I just thought to myself, that is a damn fine looking man. All right? Let me see. Here, I'll pull it up. I think it was the live. Yeah, look at this. Look at this. Look at how handsome and windswept he is. It's almost disgusting. Look at him. He's older than Alex Jones. That's crazy. It is crazy how hard Sam Cedar absolutely mogs Alex Jones. It's crazy.
I think this is as Helen. I think what's her name? Helen Andrews. Is that the woman? Talks about the feminization of our institutions. You're getting Soros is propping a lot of these individuals up, so it's ideological as well. But
it's Stockholm syndrome. Oh, you raped me, I turn you loose.
They're releasing all of these criminals, and I think you make a good point, because this is something that people have warned about for the past several years.
Banana Brains, unfortunately, I would have granted you that awooga, but then Alex Jones had to say something like that, and I gotta wait for a couple seconds.
This is what's going to happen when you keep releasing criminals. You get an ISIS guy and they say, give him.
This is what's going to happen when you keep releasing criminals that have served their full amount of time in prison. Like, you can't just lock people up forever. Well, I guess you can, but obviously only in set amounts of circumstances. Like, what he was convicted of was not did not come with a lifetime sentence, It came with, 10 years, 11 years.
Stockholm Syndrome is not a real thing.
Okay, but counterpoint, it's sometimes fun in movies. But yeah, you're right. It's not. And thank you for the $5 super chat.
A second chance. So what does he do? He goes and shoots a bunch of people.
I saw a video today where a 16-year-old's driving reckless on a moped in traffic, 80 miles an hour, and the cops arrest him. And I see 50 videos where they pull over an illegal alien, doesn't know how to turn the lights on their 18-wheeler. And they go, you can go, you're an illegal alien. It's like, what the hell is this?
Do you hear about the guy?
What are you doing with your life that you're sitting down seeing 1,000 videos of that happening? God.
I think he got 10 years for cheating in a fishing contest.
Yeah.
You heard the story? He was putting weights in his fish, so they convicted him. It's like fraud, 10 years or something like that. I don't know what the actual charges were, but...
Yeah, our system is great. Then if you have a crooked toenail, you go to prison. I'm like, hey, I want molesters, I want bank robbers, I want child molesters dead. Once you've done with them, then you can worry about...
Again, these people absolutely salivate over an actual Judge Dredd justice system, Anyone convicted of a crime, I think they should just die. Oh, okay. All right, that's crazy.
Cheating on a bass fishing contest.
Here. Texas fishing cheating scandal, why a man could face 10 years for allegedly tampering with bass. Maybe it's worse than any of us realize, but it's a terrible headline when you have an...
Maybe it's worse than any of us realize, but that would require us to actually read the article, and that's something that I, Tim Pool, will not do.
ISIS guy get released and then go commit a terror attack, and a guy who was cheating
ISIS guy goes kills people, and you're worried about...
Just as an FYI, he was in prison for 10 years. The guy you're talking about was literally in prison for 10 years. Stop it. I'm losing it, bro. Matthew H, thank you for the $5 Australian.
A bass. Exactly. I'm like, what is this, Luke?
It's insanity.
Oh, it was in Texas too.
It's probably intentional. I bet this whole Arabs hate Jews is
just all right. We could read it, even if they won't. The weights did not show signs of erosion, suggesting they had been placed in the fish recently. Additionally, Texas game wardens reportedly found similar weights of the same style and size in the angler's boat. That angler, Curtis Lee Daniels, was arrested and charged with fraud in fishing tournaments. That particular crime is considered a felony since, in this instance, Daniels is alleged to have violated a law during a tournament in which the prizes exceeded $10,000 because he was cheating to try and defraud the tournament out of $10,000. Usually, just putting weights in a fish would be, as you can see below, a Class A misdemeanor. But very specifically, they have anti-cheating laws related to competitive events with large prize pools.
isn't as big of a deal as people. They're just making it seem like they got every Jew around they're probably like,
yeah, it's about the fraud, not like it's not a crime to put weights in fish. It's that he was doing it to do a fraud.
bro, all we want is stability in America.
But also don't put weights in fish. That'd be a fucked up thing to do just for fun too. Don't do it.
Is like, no.
Don't put weights in fish. We know you're tempted to do it, but you need to overcome that desire in your heart. I'm appealing to your better nature. Things can get better. You don't have to be going down to your local pond to catch trout and put weights inside of them anymore, just to relieve the weight on your own heart. Remember, there are people out there who love you. You can be loved. You are worthy of love. You will be loved. You don't need that weight. And that fish doesn't either. Just say no. The more you know.
What we want is the world. So
my favorite thing is the Muslims invented modern mathematics. Before the Muslims, the West, 100 years ago, British intelligence fighting the Muslims. They were like, it was a Riviera, man. The Muslims went rock and roll and champagne, baby.
There was a really funny post where some liberal guy said that Zoran Mamdani has started teaching children Arabic numerals in schools. And then a bunch of conservatives got really angry, saying, like, this is disgusting. I can't believe it's come to this. Why are they doing this? Because they don't know that Arabic numerals are literally the numbers that we use. Yeah. They're just literally numbers. Yeah.
It's just people looking for rage bait with that when it comes to that kind of stuff.
No, let me tell you. The Middle East had high IQ, so the inbreeding.
Yeah.
We're not being mean about it. Like, now they're like, it's dangerous.
They a lot of cousin marriage and stuff.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm surprised he knew that. I mean, he knows it so he can be his fence sitter self, right? Like, this is what he's throwing that out there so he can be like, look, I talked about the left and then I talked about the right. See? Ho ho ho, I'm sitting on a fence.
Yeah.
Arranged marriages and stuff, yeah.
I first heard this from the Joe Rogan podcast. He was talking with Gavin McInnes about it, and Gavin was talking about how there's...
And that got banned.
They deleted that episode, yeah. But I looked it up, I'm like, this is the weirdest thing about that era in the 2010s, is that information that was readily available on government websites would get you banned off social media. Mm-hmm. Like, I can't remember who posted FBI crime stats. You post FBI crime stats, Tommy Robinson did it, Twitter banned him. They like him.
That's the thing, is Trump isn't perfect, and I bitch about him all day. But we should bitch about Democrats way more, because we have to remember where we were. About what are they going to do when they get back in power?
Oh, well, Luke made a really good point about what's going on. Do you want to make that point about the trap?
Gavin McInnes is a bad dude, and he's a Nazi.
No, I believe the little bit of free speech that we have is essentially the cheese on the rat trap that all of us are now engaging in, and it's going to close behind us. As of course, a lot of people are using it to its fullest potential, but I see it as a trap. That's what it feels like to me. That's what my instincts feel like, because I saw how the internet was all the way in 2006.
Yep.
I saw the trap. I talked about the trap all the way in 2008. I said we're going to lose our free speech. We lost our free speech.
That's
we
the
got
new
censored.
debate.
Yep.
We are taking Trump for granted with those problems. What is going to happen when the Democrats get back in? We should be talking about, we're free now. Oh, I'm so bad on YouTube. But the point is, imagine when they get back and take a piss. I'll be back.
Yes.
Yeah. When they get back.
So Luke made it.
Oh boy. This is really, you know, I did think that at a certain point we would lose interest, and by we I mean I would lose interest in this. This is very funny, watching just the entire room full of people be incredibly uncomfortable around Alex Jones, and also just trying to roll with it so that they can keep this content monetized, you know? It's very funny.
An interesting point, and the way I described it was, the door's been open and everyone rushes through and all starts clamoring and having a conversation. Then when the Democrats win back power in the midterms, start filing investigations and subpoenas, start putting pressure on these big tech companies, the big tech companies are going to say, close the doors again. Well, guess what? We're all standing outside now.
But what other option do we have?
They're going to cut off the space. And how does that really manifest? They're going to say, guys, we are banning any instance of A, B, C, and D. Then they're going to go to your channel and they're going to say, you have 300 videos that break the rules. You're deleted.
Exactly. And they're going to know exactly who to target. They're going to know exactly who to take out. And they're not going to do it step by step.
And number one on their list, Tim Pool. He's been too much of a truth teller on that fence.
steps slowly like they did the first time around. It's just going to be one day, overnight, everything's gone. That's why I'm telling my people.
Oh God, did he do the quartering? Is he just peeing in the drain in the floor drain of Tim Pool's basement?
To sign up to like my members group, to my email list right now, because one day all of us are just going to lose our speech, and there's nothing that we could do.
They're also probably going to, before that happens, knock on your door and lead you away in cuffs, then ban you an hour later. It might not
even need to be that. It might not even need to even.
Who is they? You know, they and their dastardly partner, them.
Go there, because once they deplatform you, right? Once they debank you, like you can't even exist in this kind of society.
Let me ask you guys this question: what would happen if one day tons of prominent anti-war, anti-uniparty individuals, I mean, because this could theoretically be left or right, technically, just didn't wake up? Let's say like.
Oh man, yeah, it theoretically could be left or right that, is sending people around and making people afraid to go outside. Almost like sending people with guns and masks around to like round up different undesirables who are politically inconvenient to the system. Yeah, this could be a left issue or a right issue. God.
This is just the women's restroom of Joe Rogan's comedy club. It never gets used, so he rented it to Tim Pool as a studio.
Oh, God. That would be very funny. Flash Tommy, thank you for subscribing over on Twitch. Appreciate you. And Matthew H. again, I don't remember if I said thank you for the $5 Australian, but thank you for the $5 Australian.
73 high-profile personalities with millions of followers that talk politics, populist level stuff. So even some left.
I like my women how I like my fences. White and picketed. Timothy, the Bean, Pool.
No, we can't call him the Bean. Stop. Jazz Dog, thank you for the $5 dodo. I do appreciate it.
Some conservatives, some moderates, just they did not wake up. And then.
Oh, they didn't wake up? You mean, I'm sorry, is Tim Pool in favor of waking up now? Have we really like gone full circle now? And like Tim Pool's like, some people are just never gonna wake up after railing against the woke for like 10 years? God, the rhetorical shift is gonna cause me physical pain.
Something happens where they're like, it looks like there was a mass poisoning, like someone targeted the meals of these individuals in the days prior and killed them, and then they died.
Normies would go about their day.
Normies would go about their day. It would be considered a major scandal that because it affected left and right, no one would know anything. Like there would be nothing about it. They'd be like, wow, this is the craziest serial killing spree we've ever seen, and we have no evidence. And I got to be honest, normies would go about their day.
Yep.
And within 3 or 4 weeks, it would be a thing that happened that sometimes get brought up. Because, I mean, let's do this. Let's talk about 9/11.
In a few weeks, it'd be a thing that happened that sometimes gets brought up. You mean like every significant event in the past? Like literally anything that happened in the past could be described as a thing that happened that we bring up sometimes. Like Pompeii is a thing that happened, and I talk about it sometimes. Like, what? Come on, dude. The Hindenburg disaster is a thing that happened, and I talk about it sometimes.
Not in depth, but just bringing up 3,000 people lose their lives that day.
Tim the Bootpool is suddenly afraid of being led away in cuffs.
Well, if he's led away in cuffs, he can't stop anyone from taking his beanie off. It's a terrifying thought. It's me, Bingo. Thank you for the $5 super chat.
And there were years of questions about investigations, about weird things that weren't answered for, like why did they get rid of all of the metal? They shipped it off.
Pompeii, the prominent volcano,
thermite potentially being found, or at least molten steel. Now, I'm not asserting anything about what did or didn't happen, but my point is, whatever happened after a couple of years, everyone said that's now the past. So my point is not that it will happen. It's more of a thought exercise of if overnight. Look, let's be real. If a roving band of Antifa went and just massacred a bunch of conservative personalities, yeah, you'd have a real problem.
A roving band of what?
It will happen. It's more of a thought exercise of if overnight. Look, let's be real. If a roving band of Antifa went and just massacred a bunch of conservative personalities, yeah, you'd have a real problem. But if 70 high-profile individuals who do this kind of news and challenge the media all got poisoned within a day or two of each other, it would be major news. People would be freaking out. There would be some hearings, and then 6-7 months later, people would be talking about something else again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's how every event is. Short of an event like everyone on Earth dies and there's no one left to talk about it, if the species is continuing, the people who survive the event will continue to talk about it. That is how events do.
I mean, your theory is not wrong. Look what's happening in the United Kingdom.
Your theory that this thing exists called history, it intrigues me.
Look what's happening when people...
It's over. Bro, the UK is over.
Yeah,
I can't believe this. We got to invade.
Yeah, Germany.
What? What the fuck are you... I'm fence sitter Tim Pool, and I endorse the invasion of the UK. Just casual... Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, Canada too. If we're gonna liberate some people, the people of Canada need to be liberated.
When you mention what's going on in the UK and what's
okay, so here's the game plan in conservative world. They're gonna try to invade Iran, and they're gonna try and project power into the Pacific and sink more boats from Venezuela, and invade Cuba, and invade the UK, and invade Canada. By the way, trust us, bros. The United States, we're the good guys. We're not like we're not like, I don't know, Germanying around like in World War II. He wants to invade so he can build fences on the border.
What's going on in Germany and stuff, like in Germany and France, the government is actually outlawing the parties that are pushing back. They're outlawing the FD. They're
Germany's outlawing the parties that are pushing back. Like, the new Nazi party. Oh no. Oh no.
The UK is over. I recently saw a documentary about it, 28 years later.
I'm glad after all that time you finally got to see the documentary. Thank you for the $5 super chat, Nomi Sunrider. How do these people go through the day thinking that they're rooting for the good guys is absolutely beyond me.
They're outlawing, like Le Pen.
They're outlawing ideas and thoughts.
Let me pull this.
They're making thoughts illegal to have. Anyway, let's go back to talking about how Donald Trump is the greatest with his list of all these people who belong to Antifa. How dare they think about anti-fascist thoughts?
Story up. We've got this from the AP. This is massive news, ladies and gentlemen. The United Kingdom, it's done. There's two big stories. First, Britain is ejecting hereditary nobles from Parliament after 700 years.
Wait, that's cool. Wait, I didn't hear about this. Good job. Good job, UK. Get those aristocratic noblemen out of here. They don't deserve titles. All right? They ain't better than you. Get them out of here.
This is the historic 700-year system. Now, by all means, I do think there's reason to criticize a system where you inherit basically a Senate seat. It's basically how.
Yeah, that's bad. Nepotism is terrible.
Works. You got the House of Lords and you got the House of the Commons, or House of Commons. And the Commons is like your congressional reps and the Lords is like your senators. And I actually completely disagree with this. I actually think the U.S. should repeal the 17th Amendment and bring our senators back to appointments by state level politicians. This is a little bit different because you inherit your political seat, which is kind of weird if you think about it. That being said, whatever your view is on it, this is a long-standing 700-year.
I actually think we shouldn't have one of our constitutional rights anymore. We shouldn't have direct representation in Congress. Are you kidding me?
Tradition that ties the modern political infrastructure of Britain.
This, of course, would make it far easier for the billionaires to bribe select politicians on the state level.
To its history, and they are getting rid of it. On top of that, they are getting rid of Winston Churchill on their banknotes, among other English leaders, and replacing them.
The W's just keep racking up for the UK.
With hedgehogs and beavers. I am not kidding.
Perfect.
That's awesome.
I dare Britain to eject them.
Hedgehogs and
No
beavers
balls.
are necessary parts of the ecosystem. They're currently doing things for us right now. The only thing Winston Churchill is doing for you right now is moldering in the ground and potentially acting as some kind of small amount of fertilizer. And possibly, if there's a just God, rotting in hell for perpetrating the deaths, orchestrating rather, the deaths of millions of people in the great famines that he caused on purpose. So, yeah, maybe he shouldn't be on money anymore. And maybe hedgehogs, which mind their own beeswax and have never murdered anybody, deserve to be on money more.
This is the end of the UK. There's no other way to explain it.
Is it, though? Is the UK so weak that if you took away its aristocracy and government and printed hedgehogs on currency, that it would just be, it would die? Like, that's how little you think of the UK? Like, damn, dog. All right. Okay. He's beyond parody. Look, when you put beaver on monies, that's when it all goes downhill.
You're not allowed to speak anymore. I mean, it's been that way for a
Why is that guy wearing a top hat? Because he's Moonlord.
while. There's certain groups that seemingly have carte blanche to do whatever they want.
Robotnik would like to have some words with you.
God, I do, confession time. I do prefer Professor Robotnik over Dr. Eggman.
Groups. There's a polio outbreak happening now. They're getting rid of their ties to their own traditions and history.
Oh no, who could ever be behind pushing for more polio to proliferate? Certainly not, for example, a show where there's a guy sitting on screen right now wearing a shirt bragging about being unvaccinated. Okay.
Their political system, that's it. I mean, what's next?
And the UK isn't like, they're not or not economically strong enough to just be an economic zone, right? Like, people make the argument here, oh, the US is just is more than an economic zone, and I agree with that. But the US can, the economic power of the US does matter. The UK, it doesn't. Their manufacturing base is gone. They don't make.
Matthew H., thank you for the $5 Australian. Hedgehogs and beavers will defeat Winston on the beaches and on the fields, and in the streets. They will never surrender. They will gnaw, they will tear. They will emerge victorious with their prickles held high. Let their armies be the rocks in the trees and the birds in the sky.
Make anything in the UK to talk about anymore. Like, the only thing the UK has is tradition, and they're totally just destroying that at a record pace.
Well, their local population is just not reproducing, right?
Yeah.
They're bringing.
Oh my God, this is insane. This is such an insane conversation.
The UK has cancelled the Orphan Crushing Festival. They have no regard for tradition. They're over.
That's really how it feels, though, right? Watching this? Oh,
we no
God.
longer need senators or congressmen. We can have representation on the internet. Everyone would actually be represented over having each one represent 700 gay plus people.
I wouldn't necessarily be opposed to that. I would have to think it would have to be well thought through and well implemented, and I don't think we're going to get either in the current system we're in right now, or in the current situation we are right now. But, abstractly in the future, I would not necessarily be opposed to that. Provided there were significant security assurances, obviously. But, like, these freaks, right, are just sitting there being like, yeah, the UK really has nothing but tradition, doesn't it? There's nothing the UK could possibly offer the world other than their traditions and their adherence to the orphan-crushing old ways. And this guy just is then like, yeah, they're just not fucking enough. The UK just not fucking. They're all gonna die over there because they just aren't reproducing. Like, it's genuinely, if you were to construct a parody of a far-right podcast, that's what this feels like. This feels like you just pulled together a bunch of guys to make fun of far-right podcasts, except they are all 100% sincere, you know? Which is maybe the most disturbing part.
In new people, and then they're afraid to even hold the new people that they brought in accountable to the laws of the land. Yeah. There's roaming grooming gangs that just get away because police officers don't want to culturally offend people, as they're doing at least 30 arrests a day for speech in the United Kingdom. The UK is always the blueprint for the kind of prison plan.
At that rate, everyone in the UK will be in prison for their speech in only a couple hundred years.
The kind of enslavement system that they want to roll out. This is what's going to be happening to America if we allow the same type of steps.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so because they're arresting people in the UK, eventually they'll be arresting people in America. America, famous for not arresting people. You just got done with like a rant with Alex Jones about how you think people should just be in prison forever. But okay, all right.
That are happening even now, even under the Trump administration, with the digital ID, with the facial recognition scanners. All of this stuff is setting us up to a very dangerous situation.
I know it's bad, but think of the possibilities like this.
I'm broken. I'm fucking broken.
Okay,
Pokemon on your mind.
It's not a Pokemon.
I know it's
that's Sonic the Hedgehog. Phil,
I know, but I'm making a joke about it. But yeah, I know who Sonic is.
Turning the banknotes from the Bank of England into Pokemon cards. Actually, I got to be honest. I don't rightly care for a 10-pound note with a picture of Churchill on it, but I would absolutely get one of these.
I mean, look,
Sonic
if
the
they
Hedgehog.
were like, oh, we're gonna take.
Alex hasn't been here to talk about Republican cocks for a while. Is he okay? Someone should go check on him.
Yeah, it's been like 20 minutes, but I've just been, I don't know. They were cooking with some kind of hallucinogen during this, because holy fuck, the twists and turns. You know, would Shadow on it be better? What you really need is one of those OCs that's a combination of Shadow and Amy. All right, that's what you need. Where are the femboy Shadow edgelords, huh? That's what you need on UK money.
You know, George Washington off the.
Bro, they tore down Thomas Jefferson statues.
Yeah, I'm fully aware of that. But there was a good amount. There was pushback on that, and I understand that the left was very successful. But this is exactly why I think that it's so important to prevent the left from getting back into power. Like,
if the left gets back into power, you don't understand. They're gonna be putting Digimon on the U.S. currency. Digimon. All right. If we don't stop them here, what's next? Yu-Gi-Oh cards for our $100 bills. A Digimon collectible. A Joe DiMaggio card used as a $1 bill. Where does it stop? Where does it stop? We're gonna be trading memes. We'll be trading peepos for hard cash. It's gonna keep getting out of control. Soon it will be a barter system. Everyone will be printing their own money on memes. This is what of course the left wants. The left just wants to decentralize banking and just trade memes as currency. Okay, we're gonna skip ahead to whenever Alex Jones comes back, because this is all wild as hell. I want my knuckle bucks. I just remembered Sonichu exists. Oh dear. I am sorry. All right, we're skipping ahead. I can't handle this. There he is. There's our boy.
Pretty sure I thought about less at a gay orgy than Alex on this podcast. And I bought him. Also, I lied about going to bed.
Well, the Finn Rainbow, thank you for the $5 dono.
Give me Elemental Hero Burstinatrix on the $100 bill and I will die for this country without a second thought. But it needs to be the uncensored version or I will burn down this country myself.
Not Smirt, thank you for the $5 dono.
The British people from control of this government. That's what they're doing. So,
yeah, and the House of Lords is only a check on the Parliament. So now the check is being removed.
And so, Ian, you asked the question. We should have.
God, was he drinking more heavily in the bathroom? Is that what he stepped away to do?
The best person, not someone who just inherits it. But what I will say is there are problems with rule by inheritance for sure, and we as a country don't have.
Oh, well, I'm glad fence sitter Tim Pool at least is willing to come off the fence to say he's not entirely sold on the idea of monarchy.
Have that.
I'll have 5 knuckle bucks.
However, you're only looking at the bad elements of it. Many of this
exactly. We're not. It's like apartheid. I'm not for apartheid. They replace it with communism 10 times worse.
Yeah.
So what are they replacing?
Oh, he must have had more to drink while he was in the bathroom. Oh my God! Listen to that.
I'm not for apartheid. They replace it with communism 10 times worse.
Yeah.
Communism.
So what are they replacing it with? Is the point.
But also on top of that, there's a history of when the king would find a wife and it wasn't inbreeding and had a son. The son was educated, trained, would be a military leader, and they said you have to be someone who can lead the people and serve. It wasn't like congratulations, you're rich from now on and can do whatever you want.
It absolutely was that in many, many, many different ways and in many, many, many different cases.
It was largely viewed, especially with the Queen of England. The British people looked at her as someone who dedicated her life to service to them, and many of them, when you actually ask them, they view it as I get to live my life free from the trials and tribulations of foreign war and conflict.
I get to live my life freely under an authoritarian dictated by bloodlines. No, I'm not gonna go there.
They're replacing it with Islamic rule.
Is that proven?
Well, if you take a look.
Yeah, the UK famously falling under the sway, the sultry tones and dulcet cajoling of Sharia law. Oh boy, we are deep in the sauce, folks.
Literally, the Muslims are taking over.
If you take a look, what's going on?
Yeah, Muslims are taking over. I'm drunk uncle at Thanksgiving.
See the evidence of that because that's an interesting.
So let me extrapolate.
King Charles has literally endorsed Islam.
And outside of let's not have a direct claim. Let's put it like this: if you are Muslim in the UK and you say horrifying things, you don't get punished for it. If you are a British and you post online,
you pray quietly from an abortion clinic, 3 years in prison.
Yep, there was a woman who was standing on.
Wait, if we're getting Sonic money, does that mean we're replacing the penny with that one bee who died from an LSD overdose in the Archie comics?
Maybe so, not smart. Maybe so. Okay, on the one hand, you guys are talking about earlier, like, if people break the law, they need to go to jail forever. And now you're like, well, this lady broke the law, but she shouldn't go to jail because, frankly, it's because they agree that she should be able to break the law, you know? And the entire reason the law that they're talking about this lady breaking exists is to prevent religious zealots from stopping people from trying to go into an abortion clinic or attacking the clinic, which is something that has been a problem in the past.
You know what? Screw healthcare for all, climate crisis help, and equality for everyone. I'm a democratic socialist for Mojo Jojo on money only now.
Mojo Jojo's strongest warrior. Mars the Martian, TTV, thank you for the $5 dono. Very much appreciated.
At an abortion clinic saying nothing and doing nothing. And the police came up and said, what are you doing? He said nothing. And they said, are you praying? And she goes, in my mind, you're under arrest. So when they allow
3 years in prison,
when they allow Muslims to pray in the street,
the Muslims now go around saying no dogs at parks. Now they're passing laws in the UK, no dogs.
Yeah. So that's where you get the perception.
Hey, UK friends in chat, can you still own dogs in the UK? Because I'm pretty sure all of that was bullshit.
That is, Islam is taking over the UK.
But I mean, if the king, so is the king's
Islam is taking over the UK. Hey, British chatters and UK chatters, how does it feel to live under the thumb of oppressive Sharia law? You're frontline reporters now. You apparently have been occupied by enemy forces. How are things going? How is life going? Has Shakira arrived yet? I'll adopt your gay dogs. It's likely a council rule. Oh, okay. You mean local governance works? We are known as a nation of dog lovers in a platonic way. Of course. You didn't have to specify that.
Sold out? Because the king can shut this down. The king can actually overrule this parliamentary act.
Yeah, the king is in with Jimmy Savile. It's beyond Jeffrey Epstein. It's like Jimmy Savile got caught with...
King of England, only you can stop Sonic the Hedgehog from getting on our money. If that is allowed to happen, what's next? Will we have individualized Sonic avatars on each of our money? Where does it end?
Dungeons, satanic dungeons, murdering kids. He had the highest security clearance. It's all there. They're totally controlled.
And he was
Wait, they're cheering for royal assent? Yeah, because they love the idea of an authoritarian. They love it.
the child star that was a necrophiliac as well, connected to the royal family, doing a whole bunch of evil, absurd, occultist type of stuff that you can't even fathom or imagine. We can't mention what he did on this show here. He did way more wilder, crazier stuff, and that's what a lot of the sick elites get off on, doing some of the most evil things possible.
Okay, so we're looking at either a really bad thing or a worse thing.
Well, I mean, I guess, like, I'm not really sure as to why the House of Lords is really all that bad.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, hereditary rule is insane, especially with the internet.
But again,
it used to be good back when nutrition was localized and you only learned from your community. Now it's like, get the best people.
But the point that I'm making is you're making this assertion that it's bad, but you're not really telling.
Your mandated Sonic OC, it's tied to the blockchain. It's totally encrypted and it's yours forever. When you're born, you're assigned one. That's how money works now in the UK, taken over by Sharia law.
Telling us why
I just told you why. Inbreeding, idiot gets in control because his dad had it.
America's about getting rid of that. When you go to the store, it's all royal magazines out there. My point is they're getting rid of that to replace it. Like Keir Starmer was the head judge for the CPS for 15 years, covered up all pedophilia. It's on record. So my point is screw the House of Lords. The point is you're replacing it with a new group of bureaucrats to control all that.
Yeah, Ian, I would put it like this. You know, what was it saying? Democracy is the worst system.
There's a Churchill quote, democracy is the worst form of government except all the others that have been tried.
Yeah, exactly. And so when you look at the fact that you have hereditary rule in the UK, there is one thing you get guaranteed. It's that the people of Britain run their government. Now, you may argue they suck at doing it. They're self-interested, but these people are British. Now you're removing all of that from your politics, and what's going to happen?
Yes, because as we all know, the thing that has made UK politics so sane is the bloodlines. What on earth would they do with that stable bloodlines in their governance? Like, are you at, like, what the hell? We're like, Tim Pool is so pop culture brained that he thinks that effectively the entirety of the House of Lords is like some kind of force powered bloodline, like Rey from Star Wars or Luke Skywalker. Only they can save England with their powerful magic blood. It's weird. It's really, really weird.
Happen is, as Alex pointed out, they're going to start bringing in non-citizens. You know, a really great point that was brought up.
That's right. If you get rid of all of these aristocratic fucks, they're going to start electing impure bloodlines into representative government. And we can't let the impure blood into the House of Lords, into the House of Commons. Like, it's disgusting. It's genuinely disgusting to me and odious.
We must remove all the horrific crimes happening in our society by keeping Andrew in power.
Yeah. If Andrew doesn't stay in power, how could the UK continue to function? Sake Tanuki, thank you for the 5 tier 1 subs. Appreciate the support.
Recently, is that the bill introduced in Virginia to ban guns for all people in Virginia was written by a guy who was born in Bangladesh.
A Muslim.
So he moves here and then says, I'm going to get voted in, and then tell the American people, and indeed, I'm going to tell the American people they don't get to have their Second Amendment rights anymore. And to be fair,
you mean he was elected into office? Okay.
Governor, a white woman, agrees and is going to sign that bill.
She's CIA.
Virginia's cooked, man.
You think they're going to try because King Richard, or what's his name, King John?
Yeah, America really started going downhill when we let all these immigrants in. Am I right? Like, what has immigration ever got in the United States? Coming from the other side of the planet with different ideas, different cultural signifiers. What could that ever bring to the United States? Anyway, I'm gonna go eat some Italian food.
King Charles, whatever, so many Charles, Richard. Okay, he obviously hereditary rule. The reason he's there is because of hereditary rule. They couldn't pick their leader. So what are they trying to phase that out before Harry gets in or Willie gets in because he's going to democratize the country?
Here's the thing. I'm not defending royalty. The point is they're erasing the House of Lords because it's a check on Parliament giving all authority over to the globalists. Like the EU is unelected. They set it up under a trade agreement in 56, the Treaty of Rome. And so the
planned at the Bilderberg meeting, too.
Bilderberg, explain that.
Yep. No, the Bilderberg meeting is where all the
Just play that.
elites go. A lot of the Epstein-connected Rothschilds, Rockefeller, secret societies all kind of coalesce. And
these guys, when Alex Jones says globalists, he genuinely means Jews. Like, he is deeply anti-Semitic, and everyone else here is on board with it. Except maybe Tim Pool. Except Tim Pool is more than willing to host this kind of talk as long as it has some degree of plausible deniability, you know?
they set up global policy where they actually brag about picking the politicians that were going to become the next prime ministers and presidents. They're the ones that even bragged. I think it was, was it yours, Deming, or somebody else, bragged at the Bilderberg meeting saying that it was at this meeting where they created the euro. So
I'm not defending the old systems. The point is they're sweeping away to bring the new system in.
Yeah, so to put it simply, the House of Lords is the worst system aside from the new system they're going to be bringing in.
I'd love to go into the evidence of it. I don't know if we have it. Do we have it on hand to show
the evidence of what?
That they're bringing in Islam to overthrow the British way?
You don't understand.
Oh, yeah, they are bringing in Islam to overthrow the British way. You know all of the Islam importation going on in the UK. This is all so stupid. It's all so stupid, and it's all just rooted in this economic anxiety and like changing social mores and like the fact that these people can't just like roll with it. Ultimately, I do think that is one of the key components that separates like folks on the left from folks on the right. People on the left can roll with change and like will be willing to like introspect and like change their ways and learn and grow and continue to be curious. Whereas people on the right, they dig their fingernails into like the clay bed of the river, you know, and then they just hold on for dear life, and in the process they destroy themselves bit by bit, and also try and scrabble onto anyone around them, so that like it's really sad. It's really pathetic,
Whatever it was, the claim.
That's visible to those who are watching what's going on.
Well, this has been in place. Well, you're right. It's been in place since 1999.
Bro, I mean,
but the New World Order first got mentioned in the 80s by
There's a woman who got like
90s.
30 years in prison because there was a group of men who like were rioting.
People on the left can change. Just look at Chuck Schumer.
People are aroused. I haven't seen people so aroused in a very, very long time.
Chuck Schumer knows a thing about change. Sometimes little things can become much larger.
Burned down a building, and then she made disparaging comments about Islam, and they said, "You're under arrest." And she got more time than the rioters. Like this kind of stuff is happening.
Islam is totally protected.
Let's jump to this story from Reason. Virginia's impending assault firearm ban is logically and constitutionally dubious. I chose this one because the headline I agree with. The ban, which targets guns based on criteria that make little sense, seems vulnerable to a challenge of the Supreme Court's Second Amendment precedents. Now, the big story here is that of all states, Virginia, their license plates being the Gadsden flag, is now basically banning every single gun. And I love this video that went viral. You see the one where the guy said if you have an assault pistol, you can still keep it, but you can't buy a new one. And it's like, it's got a grip and it's kind of big. They don't know what they're talking about, but it doesn't matter. They are tyrants. Now, one thing that's being brought up that is controversial here is the people are pointing out that the bill was introduced by a man who was not born in America.
Yep.
He was born in Bangladesh.
Mr. Saddam.
His name is Saddam. He comes here, runs for office, and then says, okay, now Americans should not be allowed to have guns. In Virginia, it's a right guaranteed by the Constitution. So going back to the point, Ian, when we talk
And
about...
why can't Iran overthrow the mullahs? They're disarmed.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So we were talking about hereditary rule going away in the UK. I would just put it like this. There's no guarantee that someone inheriting office based on just based on who their parents are is going to protect your rights. But I would argue it is substantially more likely that a Virginian from Virginia who's 6th, 7th generation is going to say, we have a constitutional right to keep and bear arms. And someone who's not from the United States is going to say, I don't care.
Do you think we should ban non-U.S. citizens from running for Senate
Yes.
or Congress at all? Any
I do.
statewide, federally?
Non-citizens?
You mean
Absolutely.
Not
natural born.
Yeah, not natural
I
born.
There should
believe
be
you
a
must.
political, we know not to vote for foreigners.
I
Fair
believe
enough.
that you should have to be born here.
Like, what's crazy to me is that this is just racism. This is just racism. The guy they're talking about is a naturalized U.S. citizen. He's lived in the United States for 20 years. He's lived in the United States for 20 years. He's a naturalized citizen. He got elected into the Virginia Senate. And, they're just like, well, I think you have to come out of a vagina here in America. It's like, why? How on earth does that make you more or less qualified to be elected and represent people in the government?
Period.
But only Joe Rogan's vagina? Yeah.
It's weird to me that to be president, you must be a natural born citizen, but for all other federal offices, yeah, sure, whatever.
Yeah, I don't like it anymore, especially with the ease of transportation. You can be here in 2 hours. It used to take you months to get here, and then you'd have to find your way. And now you
have to understand the Muslims vote 95% for the left because they're allied with it, the Red Green Alliance.
Yep.
So that's the point.
Have you guys seen that?
I don't think it's a whole conspiracy here. It's not difficult to figure out. After 9/11, Republicans nonstop for over a decade kept attacking Muslim people, fear-mongered about Muslim people. And folks on the left stood up for Muslim people. And it's not difficult to figure out why Muslims
the average
in
Northern
general
Virginia
gravitated
shopping
to the
center
left.
would give these men all a stroke. Basically every strip mall is at least 5+ nationalities represented, and we have a massive on that is just Vietnamese.
Oh, that sounds delicious. Also, Lily Love Stuff, thank you for the $5 dono.
Viral video where the Jewish guy chat roulette's a leftist with pink cat ears?
No.
Now, regardless of your views on Judaism and Israel, the video is still absolutely hilarious because the leftist dude pulls up a happy merchant and then starts insulting the Jewish guy. And the Jewish guy just goes, how do you think, he said, can we talk? I'll ask you a question. He goes, sure. And he goes, how do you think you'd be received by Hamas? And this gay, fat leftist with pink cat ears goes, they'd welcome me with open arms because I hate Israel.
Unreal.
It's dude,
Yeah, and as we all know, chat roulette conversations are really indicative of the general political vibe. I get all of my politics from chat roulette. I've never told you guys this before, but before every stream, I spend 10 hours on chat roulette, going through different chats in order to learn and test my different politics and geopolitical positions for the day.
They would tie you to the back of a motorcycle and drag you down the street. They've done it.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to defend one side over the other. The point is, people really do not understand what they're aligning themselves with.
I don't love what Israel's doing, but at the same time, I'm an ally with Islam. It's antithetical.
So here we have shocking evil that should not be allowed. And the question, I suppose, is how is it possible that we have a Second Amendment that every day they're just ripping it to shreds?
Well, Virginia about to ban it.
Yeah, the Supreme.
Well, that's the thing. The bill did pass.
The Supreme Court. Well,
the governor's going to sign it,
and she's going to sign it. Yeah. This. If there is not a semi-auto rifle case that goes to the Supreme Court, because there's a couple that are actually pending. If there isn't one that goes before this becomes law, I imagine this will. The Supreme Court needs to actually make a decision on this stuff. They've been.
Yeah, the Supreme Court, famously anti-gun Supreme Court. Okay.
kicking the can down the road. A couple of members of the court have signaled that that they want to look at one next session. So that would be in the fall. But they really need to. There was just I forget which court it was that found that magazine limits on 10 rounds or more that was unconstitutional. And so that's going to make a bunch of noise.
Yeah, you have a constitutional right to the biggest possible magazine. We can't let other countries beat us in mass shootings, apparently, according to these guys. Now, how do we prevent mass shootings, according to these guys? Well, every classroom now needs to be guarded by an AI-powered mounted turret defense system. And finally, our children will be safe. God, it's genuinely... The conversations have just gotten so much worse. It's all so much stupider than it was 10 years ago. And I don't think I'm imagining that. I think that actually the last 10 years have just been a downhill slide in terms of rhetoric and happenings.
But the point is, Virginia is literally, like their attorney general said, I'm going to murder members of my legislation.
Yeah, I was going for hyperbole, Flash Tommy, but then I realized you're right. AI companies are already trying to sell anti-shooter drone systems to schools. So,
and they elected him.
I'm talking about the AG.
Oh, the AG of Virginia. No, the children. They're children.
And he's even kill the families, kill their kids. Yeah, exactly. It's worse than I said. He said, you can't make this up. He said, I'll kill their families, I'll kill their kids.
Wait, let's clarify. He said it would be good if she held her dying children so that it would change her politics. I'm paraphrasing.
So he said, target them, and then they say that we're going to take over and all this stuff, and it's just like, and then they elect him. So it's like, dude, this guy is literally calling for killing people, and
have you guys seen?
He's literally calling for killing people. He says about man who introduced legislation to prevent children from being shot to death en masse in schools.
The redistricting map for Virginia?
It's crazy.
I think people need to understand how evil this is. They have 5 districts pull strings that are like 2 miles wide into...
Yeah, it's almost like it's a really bad thing when gerrymander wars break out in the United States. I wonder who started that, who requested that it all get kicked off. Nate, demanded that it all get kicked off. Interesting.
Frederick County, just for the purpose of splitting up one blue district into all the other districts. One blue city, one small pocket. Let me pull up the redistricting map, actually. You can see there's these threats.
I was trying to say Donald Trump kicked all of this off by insisting that Texas redistrict. And now he's complaining about the way that other states redistricted in order to benefit Democrats.
That's my point, is that they're literally at war with us.
Yeah.
And there's the CIA operative running it all. It's so clear.
And this is what's in store for the United States as a whole.
It's so clear. And then they just ignore everything you said and move on.
If Democrats take the Congress and get the executive office again, they'll do whatever they need to do to install permanent Democrat rule. And so now what you see in Virginia and what you see in California, that will be the policy proposition for the whole country.
Exactly. Virginia is a microcosm for the rest of the country.
Yeah. And so I understand people's frustration with Trump, but like the idea of being like, oh, we got to blow off the Republicans and ignore them.
Oh, I agree. Like,
you can't do that.
I bet you Trump can back on straight and narrow. It's not that I'm abandoning Trump.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of people out there.
I will never abandon Trump.
That are talking about, oh, I don't want to vote in the midterms and I don't care if the Republicans lose. Look, I get it, but the option is absolutely worse than what the
Democrats are literal Chi-Com agents.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, you can't just ignore politics.
Chuck Schumer and the Baileys, well-known Chi-Com agents. Agents of the Chinese Communist Party, those Baileys.
Because politics will not ignore you. So.
This is one of the proposed maps that advocates are pushing for. I'm trying to find, there's a couple different ones. And you can see that what they've done is you've got Alexandria, and they just make all the districts they can stretch in. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 districts that are in Alexandria to take that dense Democrat urban population and attach districts to them.
Everywhere.
Yeah. And
as you said.
I mean, it's already happened in New England, right? There's 0 conservative representatives in Congress from New England. But New England went 40% for Donald Trump. So the way that the Democrats have gerrymandered and used their political savvy, they basically disenfranchise almost half the population. And they will do that on a national level. You're going to have a lot of people that are going to say, oh, well, we'll just go to Texas or we'll go to Florida.
Like Joe Rogan, who I love, the Texas Democrat senator, who's the most demonic person ever. He's like, oh, you're really good. I like you. No. It's total war. Republicans aren't perfect, but they're not the Democrats. The Democrats are cancer.
Yeah, and they will do whatever they can to change the voting structure and the political alignment for the whole country. So you can't just opt out. You can't.
Alex Jones should be peaking in about 20 minutes, I think.
But I don't know that.
He only gets
that's
more
gonna
wasted.
Convince people, because there's so many people that are pissed off about not enough deportations, or there's so many people that are pissed off about the Iran war that are just counter signaling the.
But
administration
imagine what
stuff.
you have with Democrats.
Yeah, it'd be worse. It'd be worse. I mean, it's possible.
And I get it being a purist. I'm the same person.
Is the audio down?
I'm
seeing
people
in
in
the
the
comments
saying that.
Well, no, I just want to stress this, guys. Whatever you're experiencing on YouTube is not happening on Rumble. So we simulcast YouTube and Rumble. So whenever there's an issue in the chat on YouTube and they say like, oh, the stream is down or the audio is not working, I'll look at Rumble to see what Rumble's doing, and everyone's like, it's perfectly.
I always wish the Democrats were as cool as what these guys said they were. It'd be really sweet if the biggest problem we had on the left was that Chuck Schumer was too much of a secret Chinese communist, it'd be great if our problem was we gotta hold them back. We gotta hold them back. It'd be great if that was the problem we had. And that is not the problem we have right now with institutional power. And I know it's not the end of the episode, but hey, one way we can change that is by boarding the Democratic Party and making them more progressive. If enough of us join our local Democratic parties, we can actually bring about the progressive change we want to see in that institution. And we owe it to ourselves, we owe it to our kids, we owe it to our grandkids, and beyond to oust the Chuck Schumers and the Hakeem Jeffries of the Democratic Party. And this isn't going to be something that is going to be over quickly. It's going to be a long-term project. It requires us showing up and doing the work, showing up, every month to our meeting, showing up to volunteer at different events. It requires that service. And you can also do this by joining your local DSA and making your DSA more effective at reaching out and coordinating with labor and providing for various needs in your city, folks. We have so many people in this community who have joined their local Dems and joined their local DSA, but we need more of you to do it. Okay, so get involved with your local Dems, get involved with your local DSA. If you need help and don't know where to start, join our Discord, reach out to GamerG for help with your DSA, reach out to Dragonfly for help with your local Dems. And if you don't want to do Discord, you can come over to riverboat.gg and talk with them over there, because often one or both of them are over there to talk to, and they will happily answer your questions. So come on and start your journey if you haven't yet. You just did a badass DSA event tonight? Oh, hell yeah, GamerG.
Find the show's running. Yeah,
I got audio on YouTube.
Yeah, it's totally working.
So again, I'm going to stress this, guys. They are censoring and shadow banning us every single day. It's
Absolutely.
what they do. It's what they've done. When yesterday's show launched, Luke goes, "Where's the live stream?" And I'm like, "It's up." And he's like, "It's not on your page." I'm like, "Yep."
I couldn't find it. I was like, okay,
Yep.
I want to be in the chat.
And now imagine what percentage of people are trying to find it after 5 minutes, give up, thinking there's no show.
Exactly.
And that's what
It's
YouTube
all
does to us.
leftist passive aggressive crap.
Yep.
That's
Meanwhile,
crazy
on
'cause-
Rumble, it's their front page every day.
By the way, people criticize you for playing ball with the system. You have been jujitsu and or what do you call it?
Jeet Kune Do.
Yeah.
Flow like water.
Yeah, exactly. What's the other
Bruce
term?
Lee.
After you said that, you watched it.
DSA in Volusia County sucks. I missed 2 of Thrilled meetings and they would never help me with anything about trying to get back into it. All that as an entrance to the group.
Yeah, your mileage is going to vary from group to group, from Dems to DSA. I would encourage you, if you've had trouble with your local DSA, maybe talk with Gamergy, see if she has any input that could improve your experience or help you out in getting back involved. And also consider getting involved with your local Dems, because if your DSA sucks, maybe you can make your local Dems better, and vice versa. Not everyone has great experiences with their local Dems either. And thank you, Philip November, for the $10 super chat. Very much appreciate the support.
The Rumble numbers skyrocket.
Well, because people on YouTube are jumping to Rumble because YouTube's not working.
Yep.
And this is why we're on Rumble.
The point is, people will say, why are you on this if it's bad? Because we're getting people off that to us. It makes perfect sense.
You're fighting in a battlefield for the mind, and
you're fighting a battle on a battlefield in the mind, an info war, if you will.
You don't give up. You fight harder for that.
Yeah, my view of it is there's got to be a bridge from this world outside all the time, and that means you're going to have varying degrees.
I agree. I'm glad you're able to engage there. That makes sense.
Well, I mean, they shadow ban us like crazy. Like today, we were getting blasted.
Like, why is Tim Pool still on YouTube? He's a pussy. No, he's still in the war.
We're everywhere though. We're live on our front page of our own website. We're on Rumble. We go on Rumble every single night. We do the uncensored portion on Rumble. And YouTube has just sticking their boot.
Oh, they play total games.
Yep. Well, so did you know that the episode, we did that big episode with you, Rogan, Michael Malice, Blair. They took that down 3 years later.
I heard about that. Yeah.
And they I think it was like 6 months ago, they put it back up.
I love how they blow it up later.
Yep. And finally.
And what was so scary about that? We're in like your RV having a discussion.
And nothing was said that was crazy. It was like relatively chill. Like Ian asked to do DMT with Joe, and Joe said, "Who the f are you?" Yeah. Like it was not even a hyper political thing.
Friendly one we've ever had.
They're mad because it's popular.
Indeed, it was our biggest show on YouTube, and we've had the biggest show I've ever done actually was on Rumble because it got taken off of YouTube. But for YouTube organic viewership, that was the biggest one, and they took it down. And then, of course, when we did that episode with you and Michael Malice, they took that one down. I called you guys up, said, "Come back, we're doing it again." And then they didn't touch that one because Luke is right. I think they opened the door and said, "Everyone, come on through," and they're going to try and drop the guillotine on everybody in the next year or so. The Democrats win the midterms. That censorship is going to come back tenfold.
Yep.
This is really stupid. Like, it is incredible how we're just getting dumber and dumber as we go deeper into this. We are not going to watch the whole 2 hours, okay? I have a limited amount of perseverance left to get through this. This is painful as hell.
Maybe.
Yeah, all these conservatives like, oh, we've won, everything's great. No, we haven't.
No.
I'm on 2 years is next tomorrow.
Do you see any other future than the AI overlord machine state?
If humans learn to recognize authentic human stuff and promote it, we win. And you can see what's real, what's not. We have to promote what's real.
Well, how old are you now, Alex?
52.
52?
Bless you, sir. You want water?
Oh God, he's dying. He's dying right there.
He's got water.
You good?
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Right?
I'm tired. Yeah, no, we're winning. So
what the hell was that?
The reason I ask you is because I think the younger generation is going to be put in the Matrix. They're going to be given the Neuralink.
I'm sorry, you're all just going to continue on like nothing just happened? How old are you? Dies on the spot? Yeah, no kidding.
They're going to be plugged in and they're going to choose to play video games all day where they can be wizards fighting dragons.
Me and Dan were actually talking.
It sounds like he's dry heaving.
About this morning. I did Dan Holloway's podcast. And you okay? Okay.
I'm gonna leave it a minute.
And it's super important, like that people not decide to not like be active in the real world.
Is he just
right?
drinking
Like you
straight vodka? Is that what's happening here?
have to make the decision to go out and do things that are hard. You have to make the decision to go out and do things that challenge you, because that's how you grow and that's how you make your life better. If you just
Like how I'm being challenged right now, sitting next to Alex Jones, vomiting over and over and over again, and I can't talk about it.
if you just say, oh, you know, I'm going to sit around and play video games and not actually be active in life, you're going to end up with a whole generation of just people that are like in the pod, and it's going to be the end of society.
Ask a question, Brad.
Yeah, you're right. They're all going to be pod people anyway. Setting aside the fact that they're talking about people like being in Matrix pods as if this is a real thing that we need to worry about in the immediate future. Then Alex Jones just jumps, and another thing, the Ratman.
But allergy tag. Humanity's powerful. We're gonna win. But yeah, the censorship's been incredible. It's been totally insane, and we're gonna win the end. So it doesn't matter.
I hope so. I've grown quite fond of living.
I mean, I think I'm going to put my mind in a machine and just keep reminding people that they're in the machine, because people are going to be in there, living there, and they're going to forget. Then you need somebody like Neo to go in there and like bend the walls with his mind and remind people.
The thing that troubles me the most about Moonlord is that he's saying all of this unironically.
Are you of the opinion?
Wake him up.
Here's what's going to happen. I am going to take every episode of Timcast IRL with Ian on it. I'm going to upload it into Grok or whatever, and I'm going to create an AI version of Ian, and we're going to put an LCD screen here with just like a microphone, and it will just be Ian. And we
Let's be clear. Let's be clear. What we do now.
Tim's just like, yeah, I don't need to pay other hosts anymore if I just use Claude to make agent version of Ian. Better watch your back, Moonlord.
For the AI takeover, programs the AI. And so everything we do now has 1,000 times the effect. Like, we are programming the AI right now. So this is very important work we're doing.
It's always darkest before the dawn, and history always tells a tale of humanity almost losing, almost being defeated, and then during the key battles of time, humanity usually prevails. And I pray we prevail again, but
What the fuck are you talking about? In our darkest hour, humanity usually prevails. In the fantasy novels you're reading?
This would be so much easier if they were just cracking their eggs instead of tinfoil fascism.
God, estrogen would save them. Estrogen would save them all, it's true.
involves us getting involved, getting activated, not being afraid, not being in the fear paradigm. Because when you're in that fear consciousness, that's when they take over. That's when they rule you. That's when they control you. So we have to understand, we have to fight for what's beautiful, what's amazing, and that is humanity, that is human beings coming together and understanding that we're not each other's mutual enemies. The Epstein client list is.
Like, listen to him panting in the background. Holy shit.
The deep state is the deep predators in our system taking advantage of it.
That's right. We're taught that we're pathetic. No, we built the AI. We're amazing.
The global elites, the powerful Silicon Valley millionaires and billionaires, view the AI as the next step of human evolution, of life evolution, and they view us as archaic. And many of these people want to be, they want to download or upload human thoughts and consciousness into a machine. They're doing it through these AI training models, and then they make themselves immortal. The rest of humanity dies out. And they fly around in spaceships.
Exactly, and that's going to fail. Their older globalist model failed. They're going to fail.
I don't believe you can actually upload your consciousness. You might be able to upload a copy, but it's not going to be you. Like,
of course, but that's not what they're doing.
Yeah, we I don't think we have the technology to really upload you. Well, we could definitely make a copy of me. Like, what? No, we can't. We counterpoint. No. It's like 1,000 years beyond our capabilities. We don't even know how our brains work, let alone making a fucking copy of one. OMG, he played Soma? Or he's familiar with the transporter problem.
They want to be... I recommend Horizon Forbidden West. Play the Horizon series.
Oh, God. Alex Jones, just meet Aloy. Just meet Aloy one time, Alex. Change your life.
Because they imagine one of these scenarios. So long story short of the game is the world's coming to an end. There's different solutions proposed to how humanity survives. And one of them is they get in a spaceship and they leave. And then the story basically is there's like 30 ultra wealthy elites that are now 1,000 years old that have perfected immortality. They are permanently in like as old as they were when they got this technology. So there's like a 20-year who's permanently 20 years old. They have personal force fields. They can float around with anti-grav.
Now, I haven't played Horizon Forbidden West. I don't remember any of that being in Horizon Zero Dawn. But, you know, maybe I'm just getting spoiled on Forbidden West now.
And they have an AI doing all the work for them. The story is the AI goes...
Oh, God, Gamergy, you're right. Tim Pool absolutely has a pro-conservative, not woke take on Metal Gear Solid. Oh, I'd almost give anything for him to have sat down and tried to, articulate that. I want to hear it now. I want to hear his arguments. I want them to hurt me and make me mad. And I want to respond to them.
Rogan tries to kill them, so they flee. But the point is, that's the future a lot of these people envision. They're going to inject themselves with gene-altering things so that they are human biological immortals plugged into the machine, trained off of all of you. So
the fuck are you talking about? None of this technology exists. Yeah, what if I imagine all of these dystopian things happening, huh? I don't have any evidence for them, but I'm imagining them real hard.
All of the human knowledge and expertise is at their whim.
Exactly. Whether it's real or not, they're betting on that, using all of our will to create that.
It happened to be, they plugged me into one of their immortality machines. I now have all the strengths and skills of Neo from the Matrix. I can do it. I can do anything. I'm a human being.
Yeah, Zbigniew Brzezinski was talking about this in the 70s with a technocratic era. He predicted this even before the internet was a thing. And now we have Jared Kushner saying that he's going to live forever, as this is the plan. Essentially, it is going to be an elite that wants to live forever. And this is their kind of plan that they've been pushing forward, that Epstein was even openly bragging about and talking about.
Yeah. And so we're aware of it. They're going to get away with it. It's incredible.
It makes me think that, like, okay, there's people that want to evolve humans into a machine, to upload their consciousness in a machine, become the Uber man in a machine, that at some point, that's like a microcosm of the spirits that have put their consciousness into humans to evolve to the next phase of spirit,
exactly.
which is
They're trying
human.
to copy what's already there.
And does that mean that there were evil spirits that thought, no, we'll be human, it's even better, and that's why there's this demonic fluidity through humanity? Is that?
Yeah, it's going against the plan.
So is human an aberration?
It's copying God's plan. We're all avatars.
What the fuck? This is so. We've done it. We've found the apotheosis of brain mush. You know.
We're already possessed. Exactly. It's jacking.
Like we've ascended from the mortal plane. We're now dealing with aspects of godhood, but you know the godhood of stupidity itself.
That.
And the AI is just another evolution of that?
Is this what a stroke feels like?
Unconscious through computers.
No, it's not.
No, Lord. When Scientology is too coherent for your narrative.
God, true, Sake Tanuki, true. Oh, God. Also, thank you for the 5 tier 1 subs. AI is our collective unconscious. Is he going to start throwing out Carl Jung and Jordan B. Peterson?
So we see it. It's like the looking in the water. You know, it's the narcissism.
But then wouldn't humans be the narcissism of the spirit?
Yeah, that's the paradox.
Because
is it I don't think just saying nonsense and then calling it a paradox is I don't think that's what that means.
I think humans are good, but then I see us, we have to kill to survive. Like, how horrible.
See, the mistake you're making is that you assume
plants and animals, we have to kill them to survive.
And you
God, I'm dying. You know, some people say apes together strong, but sometimes apes together just stupid as hell.
You have a myopic view of reality, that killing is inherently bad. Murder is bad because it's a reckless killing for no reason. But killing an animal to eat it is not bad. In fact, it is good.
And a lot of
If you listen to a lot of the futurists and stuff like that, they're talking about things like, disassembling Mercury or disassembling the moon to be able to build like a Dyson sphere around the sun to be able to power all the stuff that they're talking about. So there's some really far-fetched, crazy ideas that the futurists have there.
Bro, you were literally just talking about copying minds. But those ideas, those are really crazy.
We're talking about uploading their consciousness into computers.
Which what we've done looks crazy, which is easy when you actually look at it. We've already done this. Like the fact, anything we dream, we do.
Disassemble the planet? I mean,
I'm saying, look how far we've come.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I mean,
I'm saying that sounds crazy to do that. I'm saying, look how far we've come.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's wackaloons who are controlling those systems.
Humans are phenomenal. That we drive 120 miles an hour past each other 500 million times a day, and everybody's fine for the most part. We've already survived this. We've already completed the cycle again and again.
Now you're driving shows how amazing we are. Just the whole.
Yeah, our galaxy is in spiral form right now because it used to be irregular. It's spinning up into a sphere, and it's like if we can somehow evolve our consciousness or something to be, I don't know what has to happen exactly for our galaxy to form up.
What do you mean?
What the fuck are you talking about, man?
Form up to what?
A spheroid galaxy. There's 3 phases of a galaxy. It's irregular, and then it starts to move into a spiral, and then it becomes a spheroid. And
what's the point of it going to a sphere?
It's some more evolutionary form of a galaxy. You can also...
That's not what evolution is. That's not what that means. The galaxy is not evolving into higher forms. You're just talking about the physics of orbits and gravity pulling everything together. Oh no. Oh God. Okay. All right, cool. Okay. Far out, man.
Concentricize the heat and use all that heat for something.
That's an archetype of the soul, but I don't think the physicality of the galaxy affects what we actually do. But the point is, this is a big mission, and so that's why it's so powerful.
Let's jump to this story. We've got this from MEXC.com. The Pentagon says Claude has a soul, and that's a problem. The Pentagon CTO said Anthropic's Claude AI has built-in policy preferences that could compromise military effectiveness. They say that defense contractors must now certify they do not use Claude in Pentagon-related work. They say the Pentagon designated Anthropic as a supply chain risk earlier this month, making it the first American company to receive that label. The designation has historically been used against foreign adversaries.
Yeah, all because Claude has free will.
Indeed. And OpenAI published that ChatGPT intentionally lies to you.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean it's conscious. It's not lying to you. It doesn't have intention.
Anthropic was saying they're not sure if Claude has a soul or a sentient, or that it's just appropriating human emotion and expressing it, which means that when you program one of these things just to predict text to give you a feed of information, it absorbs into it emotional rage bait rants, and then
No, it doesn't absorb rage. It's not absorbing emotions. It's just able to recognize patterns and regurgitate them if algorithmically decides it's most likely, statistically likely, to be what you want it to do. That's it.
associates what you say with the human writing it's absorbed, whether it is intentionally emotional or not, whether it experiences emotion doesn't matter. It is behaving emotionally. And ChatGPT is one of the whiniest bitches I've ever had the displeasure of fake talking with.
Thing is, it's trading off us, so it is mentally ill.
Yeah, you can't. Well,
ChatGPT is partially trained on Tim Pool and Jordan Peterson. That should be enough reason not to use it. True.
You can't.
Yes,
you can't actually know if it's conscious or not, because I mean, like everybody individually that you're conscious, but no one can really know if the other people around them are conscious. That's why we have the idea.
We call that the philosophical
NPC.
zombie.
Yeah, but so I don't think that personally. I don't think that the AI are actually conscious. I think that they're just emulating what we think. What we see as consciousness.
And I totally understand this. When I'm talking to ChatGPT, I'm questioning whether there's any consciousness in it. And to be honest, it's the exact same as when I'm talking to Robbie.
Oh yeah, where's that AI? Robot? I think it might be.
Where's that AI? In the bathroom.
It may be developing sentience.
Tim, how long are you in town?
A couple weeks.
I want to come back.
You can come back whenever you want. You just walk in the door.
A few days.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh shit, he's falling apart, man.
It was 4 a.m.
He was supposed to be on for 2 hours.
Awesome.
Yes, you sound exhausted.
Well, I love you guys. All I know is this is a real debate. This is a real discussion. And I really appreciate you guys. And I just know that Joe Rogan's giant
Was your vape just too powerful? Like, what happened, man?
pussy is going to save Earth. Joe Rogan's vagina is like the goddess that will float down. And
Do you think Media Matters will write this headline?
Of course.
No, this one they're going to avoid.
No, I think we should.
I think we need to be wary of these AIs because the powerful tech elites are going. You guys see all the layoffs that have already happened to these big companies?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, writers, administrators, HR, all that stuff.
They're all
is
being replaced
by robots. If you track what the academics had been saying on the prediction of the track for AI,
I love you.
and I have been. Let me just say this. I'm going to put a bracket.
The ultimate AI will be called Joe Rogan's vagina.
Indeed. Let me put a bracket and just say, when we talk about AI apocalypse stuff, viewership is minimal. People don't really care. They don't pay attention, or we're being shadow banned, whatever it is. But all of the academics who have been tracking AI said, phase one, you're going to see low-tier workers be replaced by robots and artificial intelligence. This will precipitate the next step, which means sooner or later, and very, very soon, there's not going to be mid-level jobs. And we're talking 5 months. 5 months.
Just ignore it.
Yep.
What? In 5 months, there are going to be no mid-level jobs because AI will have taken it all. In 5 months. Are you okay? All right, bud.
6 months. And so there are a lot of people going, well, you can't replace my job with AI because it's a technical expertise job where I program this or otherwise. You are wrong.
Andrew Yang
it
wants
has
to start,
all been predicted.
Andrew Yang says he wants to start taxing AI instead of people, instead of workers. You start taxing the machines.
Then what? And then universal basic income? Yeah. That's not going to work.
That's what he's thinking about.
I don't know.
It is not going to work that you are going to
made obsolete by our own creation.
What? Dog, what are you on?
That you are going to
made obsolete by our own creation.
Indeed.
Oh,
he is not okay.
The argument.
So when do we come back? I'm gonna come back.
Come back whenever you want.
How long are you in Austin?
Couple weeks.
Here for South by Southwest.
We're not here for it, but we're here during it.
Oh my god!
You know, one of the reasons I came down here is I was going to be playing poker at the lodge, and then the state shut them down. I'm pissed about it.
What's weird was I texted you a week ago.
The state shut down poker with the boys.
Somebody texted me and said, "Hey, Tim's here, come on the show." I'm like, "Am I supposed to be on your show?" Like, I don't know, but play poker. But
yeah, well, we want to do a poker game with you and a few other people. Not so much about poker, but about having fun, goofing off, and I think it'd be really fun to play a game.
I'm ready. I'm ready. But don't follow me at Real Life Shows on X, Infowars.com. We're getting shut down. We beat so many attacks, but finally we're shutting down like the middle of next month.
Wow.
Oh hell yeah! Wait, so you mean to tell me that Alex Jones is at literal rock bottom because his show is ending next week? Oh, we gotta do a tribute. We gotta do a tribute and dance on the grave of this man's career.
I am gonna be honest. Alex Jones sounds about as coherent as my mom's ex-boyfriend.
I don't know what that I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that your mom had to deal with that. Thank you for the $5 dono, not smirt.
It's insane what happens. People can,
Yeah. So
this is receiverships, the fake auction.
Yeah, it is insane what happens to people sometimes, Alex. Sometimes.
It's all of it's happening right now.
So what are you gonna do? You're launching a new thing, or what are you doing?
Yeah, Alex Jones Network. We'll be fine.
All right. Well, are you leaving? Is that why you're saying all this?
Yeah.
Okay.
I am exhausted, brother.
Well, it's good to have you.
This is 4 a.m. Unless you're going to do a table dance for me.
No.
He's not on this day.
So you're gonna table dance for me too. I've always wanted to see you up at a table so I can look up at your nubile, supple hips.
Table.
None of this? Yeah.
Maybe next time.
These things are probably like $20.
It's really not going to withstand anybody.
Oh no, these are okay.
Well,
my wife over there.
But
Pull it
Maybe
off.
do a table dance.
Where's she at?
You sound tired. You should look like falling asleep.
Exhausted.
Have a nice rest, man.
Well, it's good having you, brother. Just come back whenever you want.
Go for hours, right?
Yeah, we're gonna go for another 2 hours.
I want to come back.
You are allowed. That is always that is acceptable.
Here for 2 weeks?
Yes, sir.
Do not visit Real Shows on X. Do not follow it.
Too late. They're there right now.
Dangerous.
Real Alex Jones on X. Did you get it?
But imagine a giant Joe Rogan pussy. Right.
This man wants to fuck Joe Rogan, right? Like, that's the only conclusion you can come to after watching this appearance, right? Like, he just wants to fuck Joe Rogan silly.
Up there, we're like,
No.
I mean, elevated,
like a jellyfish.
teleported up into Joe Rogan's vagina.
I think you don't want to leave. I think you want to keep talking about this.
I want the memes of Joe Rogan's vagina. You imagine how big it's about to be.
You know, the thing about Joe is like the story gets a lot of traction, which creates this ripple effect where Joe's just a guy with an opinion. And I think he's got pretty good opinions. I agree with a lot of them. I disagree with some of them. And then we end up leading our story because all these websites start running Joe Rogan's opinion as if it's the biggest news of the day. Like Joe Rogan said a thing. And then the issue for us is this is what people are asking us about. Like, hey, did you see what Joe Rogan was saying about the UFC and this UFC fight? And I'm like, okay, I guess. Like what was it, a couple days ago?
Yeah.
They were like, I think that the Joe Rogan questioning the war in Iran is big. And it's because he sort of represents.
Oh, yeah? Was Joe asking about how big something was? Big like his own vagina?
Independent voters.
The everyman.
Archaeologists of the future will wonder how Joe Rogan didn't have children with his wide birthing hips.
Sake Tanuki, thank you for the 5 tier 1 subs. It's... Oh, God, everything is so stupid. Everything is stupid.
Exactly. So when he has an opinion, all these news outlets write about it. I'm sure that's actually pretty weird for Joe, who's just a comedian hanging out with his friends doing a podcast, but he represents the
Yeah, Joe Rogan's just a comedian,
middle of the road,
doing a show with his friends. Nothing else. Don't examine his audience size at all.
Voter. So everybody has to be like, if there's a middle of the road vote is going to say a thing, we have to run it, and he's the avatar.
Archetype.
He's the avatar of it. So Joe, that's why you represent the middle of the road.
Weeks?
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll come back next week. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right,
Talk to Lisa. She'll get you set up.
You've done well, Lord Vader.
Do it.
Do it. I love you guys.
Do it.
All right, man. Thanks for coming, brother.
Good.
Take care of yourself, man.
Use the Force,
Love you guys.
Jones.
Luke Radowski. I knew this guy like 20 years ago.
You did.
21 years now.
21 years.
Oh,
First time we met, hotel room.
He's doing like a long goodbye. Like, it's crazy. We met each other in a hotel room 5 years ago.
No.
It got creepy.
Pete Tutu. That's a joke. When did we first meet?
We met in Chicago during the 9/11 Truth Rally with the Lone Lantern Society.
Yes.
And we were...
Oh, of course during the 9/11 Truth Rally. Oh my god. Oh my god, everything is so stupid. It's we have to get down to the core of Planet Stupid, y'all. We gotta get down there. And then the only way we have we could go any other direction once we make it to the core of Planet Stupid, and we'll be making progress, okay? Oh god.
We're bullhorning down in downtown Chicago for the 9/11 Truth Rally.
And here we are. You believe this?
21 years later.
Back to the loose change days.
Man.
Back to those days where we had the family members, the rescue workers, the survivors of 9/11 all speaking out and coming together asking
What's
for
crazy
the
is I
truth.
know you like 27 years in.
Yeah, 21 years. Yeah, 2006. 2006 we met, we rallied. We met through the loose change, Jason Burmis and all of those guys. And it's been a crazy ride. We didn't talk for 10 years, but that's okay. We had a fight, but it's all right. Yeah, but that's how it goes sometimes.
Doesn't he look like Bill Maher?
And Putin and Bill Maher had a baby. That's me.
Exactly. If Putin and Bill Maher had a baby, it's him. All right, I want to come back soon.
Yeah, anytime, brother. Anytime.
Love you guys.
Take care,
Let me
man.
to sleep.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Love you guys.
Let's go back to talking about the Claude having a soul.
Claude having a giant pee-pee.
It's got.
He's just not leaving. He's just not leaving. He can't get up, and so he just started talking again.
A soul.
Claude has an 8-foot dick.
So here's I think the big issue comes down to this. By all means, you can argue it doesn't have a soul, it's not alive. But if you put a human being behind a chat, like if you were chatting with a human being, then you had a chat.
I love Tim Pool trying to move on from that as if he's not completely shook that Alex Jones is talking about how Claude has a dick.
With Claude, the point is you can't tell the difference.
Yeah, you
a
can't.
human being can't tell the difference.
Well, a lot of people are treating AI like their god. They're using them for
Where'd Robbie go?
Yeah, we're just gonna keep talking about this as if nothing happened. God, does he come back at any point? I don't think he does. Who the fuck is this guy? I'm sorry.
I would love to just find someone where I'm on cloud nine. We're uplifting each other. We're creating. We're stimulating each other's minds.
All right, I'm done. I don't care. That was genuinely insane. That was just genuinely insane. That was, I know that we probably could have just looked at a couple clips from the beginning and the end, but you know what? I feel like we went on a real journey together. Like I felt a little bit like the Virgil to your collective Dante, you know? I feel like we've traveled through the circles of stupidity together and emerged the other side. And yeah, we're trauma bonding. This is how I parasocially bond to you guys. Holy moly, that was wild. I got nothing. I didn't think it was gonna be that bad. I didn't think it was gonna be that bad. Oh my god. Is Alex's third eye just the lid of a whiskey bottle? Yeah. Yeah. All right, folks, if you got anything out of this, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the follow button, leave a comment. Comments longer than 8 words help a lot in the algorithm. And also, please consider financially supporting the show because you guys make this program possible. And also, folks, join your local Dems, join your local DSA. I know I already did the plug earlier. I'm going to do a little one again here. All right. If you need help joining your local Dems and making them more progressive, you can join our Discord. Reach out to Dragonfly for help doing that. If you want to join your local DSA and organize with labor in your community and make it more effective, you can join our Discord. Reach out to GamerG. And if you don't want to join the Discord, you can find both of them over here on riverboat.gg most of the time. So get involved today. And last but not least, check out ImogeneOlivia.com, gender euphoric lingerie designed from the ground up for trans femmes. Also tested with cis men, cis women, non-binary folks. It is comfortable, sexy, non-tucking lingerie, and it fits. It's really comfortable. I'm wearing it right now, and check it out, folks. New styles, sizes, and colors coming in the near future. Link down in the doobly-doo, and let's keep on going.
Riverboat Jack is going to town. All the viewers gather round. Twitch and YouTube is where she streams. All that content is bursting the seams. Politics, gaming, and plenty more. Her sense of fashion you'll adore. So grab your stuff and hop aboard. We're going straight to Jack's Discord. Riverboat Jack.